you're trying to pursue. She can't be brought to justice here, so you're bringing her to Belton, which is a much larger city, which you like been to before, but you haven't stayed there extensively. And you got 1 day's travel in before. Well, you did get 1 day's travel in, and you're about to start your second day when Arisma tried to go AWOL, and that quickly got shut down by a pretty solid group effort, really. So it is now the start of your second day's travel. She is KO'd. The farmers have left up the road. You guys are once again on your own. And well, since I didn't give you the opportunity last time, if there's anything you guys want to discuss, like on travel, we'll start with that. Or if not, then we'll keep on traveling.
Gary, we should probably tie her up a little better. Her mouth, at least, since she can escape with just talking now. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
I thought we did that already.
We did, but she keeps getting her mouth loose, and then she can escape now. We've discovered. Technically, I knew, but I didn't want to say anything.
I mean, I say leave her mouth unbound. I can pretty much get us out of any hard situation.
I mean,
Roki, go ahead and roll a medicine check for me, actually.
Medicine check.
Medicine
check.
Medicine.
Because that's the thing. Okay.
With the 22, it occurs to you that it is possible that there could be some lasting damage to a person if you continually beat them unconscious. Which you have not done for maybe the fourth or fifth time now in a matter of a couple days.
Imagine.
There's this movie, and it's called I Saw the Devil, and it's a Korean movie. And it starts with this cop whose wife gets murdered, and he tracks down the guy who murders her, and he just utterly destroys him until he's almost dead.
You've told me.
Stops.
You've told me.
And he lets the guy get better, and then he tracks him down again, and he does it again, and the whole movie is just him doing that, and the guy slowly going insane.
The guy getting beat up is going insane, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, that's why I want to explore other options to keep her more bound.
Well, I've got bad news for you. Torvar cannot help in any way.
More humane options.
Yeah. Nothing. No one.
I mean, literally, all I can do is break things.
I can charm her.
Can you charm her for 2 days?
I don't know, Doc. How long? I think it lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
You guys are full. I think I was creeping on your guys' character sheets, and some of you guys haven't healed. I think you guys have taken long rests now, so you should be full if you're not yet.
Oh right.
Charm person.
Pretty sure it's just an hour.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
sure you
only
don't have
an
24
hour.
spell slots.
Yep, only an hour.
What if
Yeah, I don't have anything that could help with that.
Okay.
I mean,
Alright.
I literally
Can I
cannot do
wait? Hold
anything.
on. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat.
Can I combine? So I have this ability called false identity, which allows me to create basically a second identity for myself, in which I basically become another person, master of disguise sort of thing.
Okay.
If you've ever seen that movie.
I have.
If I cast Charm Person with a level 3, and can I apply false identity to somebody else and convince her that she's somebody else? And if so, how long would you allow that to last?
Is false identity a spell, or is it an ability of yours?
It's an ability. It's like something I can just do. It doesn't take spell slots or anything.
So
But it allows me to create an entire persona with documents and everything.
That is an interesting idea. At the very least, we're gonna roll for it. Sure. Well, we won't at the moment, I suppose. Okay, so tell me how you would go about doing this, because at the moment she's unconscious. So I
Okay.
feel like, how do you see this playing out?
So what my plan is I'm going to prepare some convincing documents, whatever passes for documents in this time and place. Basically, and when she wakes up, I'm going to cast charm on her, and I'm going to convince her that she's part of our party, and we are going to, I forget where we're going, but we're going to this place together. And
Okay.
and she's been badly attacked on the road, and we're trying to get her to a doctor, basically, at this town.
Okay. You can certainly try, is what I will say at this point.
Solid no.
Well, no, what I hear from that is he's going to let me roll for it, and if I get a high enough roll, he's going to allow it.
If you get a natural 20, yeah, it'll probably work.
I will say that at the moment, like, because it's not like she has forgotten everything that's ever happened to her in the past or anything.
Right, it's not a
But I
memory
will
going
say that with that 22 medicine check, that it would be reasonable to think that things might be, maybe they're a little murky when she wakes up for a little while.
Yeah, she's got some,
So with enough brain damage,
Do I need to knock her
That's
out one
what
more
I'm
time?
saying essentially, is that it's not off the table. It is in the realm of possibility, but there's going to have to be a lot of things to go really, really well.
Ooh, so only maybe a 25 DC check. Yeah, nice.
so really bad for her.
But she is knocked out at the moment, and she will need convincing. So,
Can I give myself bardic inspiration?
Nope, not yet. It's like a level like 13 or 14 thing.
Dang it.
I like the idea, though, G. I like it.
All right. So what are you gonna have me roll?
Can we?
So right now,
Yeah. Can someone give me advantage, please?
Like, can we all do this as a group effort and give him like advantage on that type of thing?
you already get advantage because if you're going to charm her first, you have advantage on any checks, charisma checks, essentially. But I will say that she needs to be like awake for this, because you're essentially gaslighting her into believing something that's not true. And she's currently was just knocked out again.
All right. But I'm gonna wait until she comes awake naturally. I'm not gonna like wake her up.
Okay.
But it's the second she starts like coming awake, because I want to do it while she's still groggy. It's like not awake but conscious.
I mean, if you want to groggy, then force her awake.
I want her mind not in a alarmed state when I do this.
Okay.
Okay, so it'll be
I don't know if that
say
matters.
that you're keeping an eye on her to see when she starts to come back to consciousness.
Yeah.
While you travel. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I should ask you guys: are you going to wait around for her to wake up here in the camp, or are you going to still travel on your way to Belton, the large city?
I say we wait, just to see if it'll work. How long do we have to wait, really? A couple hours?
I say, yeah, it could be a few hours. I say we go and like leave her sitting in the cart, like, because we're gonna have to untie her.
Okay, so do the whole Skyrim thing, so you're awake.
Yeah, a straight up Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm down.
There's enough for another person to be in the cart with.
Yeah, I'll be in the cart with her. I'll make that sacrifice.
Okay.
Sacrifice.
So, oh boy, here we go. All right, so you guys basically pack up your camp and you start back on the road here with your good old trusty old elderly horse and your wagon. And now with the second person in the cart, it's not. You're going a little slower, he's kind of struggling.
How much do you think I weigh? Well, elf.
This is
I'm made of light and
you're
air.
actually going to travel slower. But another body on this old horse is not helping this case. But you guys travel. We hit basically midday, and she is still knocked out with no signs of movement right now. So that's like, we're going to say 4 hours or so.
Can we kill her?
She's
Like, everyone
breathing.
check to see if she's alive.
Torvar, she's
She
fine.
is breathing.
I can tell with my elven eyes can see that she's breathing.
So you continue travel. The sun kind of, it's doing the thing. We'll do the time lapse where it goes real quick, and it gets to like 4 or 5 o'clock, and that is when she starts to come from her deep stupor. that she was in.
All right, I immediately cast Charm Person. Do you want me to actually send it in the chat?
Yeah, it can't hurt.
She has to roll something to.
Yeah. Let me know what that
'Cause it
saving
could- it
throw
could
is.
fail. So I
Watch if
suppose
she-
you could just
watch
keep
if she
recasting it.
saves. Have you thought about what you're gonna do if she saves?
Cast it until you run out of spell slots.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if she saves, doesn't she know that she's been charmed?
Yes.
That's friends, I think.
Oh, friends.
No, I think anybody knows.
Oh, it's okay. All right, charm person. Wisdom saving throw. All right. What's your spell save DC?
17?
16.
16?
16.
Okay. I wonder, do you get to know if the spell went through as the caster?
I would assume that I would know.
I would think that, yeah.
Okay.
Would.
So as you cast the spell, she's still pretty groggy, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of change in the spell. It doesn't seem to have taken effect.
All right, I'm gonna cast it again.
Okay, she's starting to just like little. This is quick, so it's not like she's up and at him or anything, but she's starting to wiggle a little more.
That's both of
Oh,
my.
I gotta make another.
That's both
save.
of my level 3. I'm gonna use all my spell slots until it works.
God.
All right, she got one eye one eye's completely swollen shut, but the other one's starting to open just a little bit. And this spell also does not seem to take effect.
All right, one more time. Well, more than one more time, but this time we're gonna go level 2.
What is level 2? Is that just like?
There's actually no difference. The only difference
You
is when
cast
you
spell.
2 and higher, you can target more than one person.
Gotcha. You sure you don't want to like target a Roki?
Not too far away. I'm flying way up in the sky.
How far away are you?
Like
In feet.
60.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, with that, we're gonna say that she like is starting to prop herself up on an arm, and then kind of like gives out, and she bonks her head again. And the spell definitely took effect now. Nothing happened. I just mean that the spell took hold within
Okay.
her.
So I'm gonna say to her, "So you're awake."
And she's still trying to gather her bearings, and she's kind of like squinting right now and looking up at you.
I help her sit up, kind of, and I give her some water, and I say we were worried about you.
So she gratefully takes the water, but she has not said anything, and she is eyeing you quite suspiciously.
Did the charm person work or not work?
Yes, person.
Why would she be eyeing me suspiciously? I'm
a friendly acquaintance.
I'm a friendly acquaintance.
Yeah. She should have no
that's
suspicion.
fair. How? Okay. I want to do this in a way where I'm not,
You can't. I've charmed you.
But you
You're the
literally
one who
just,
let
like,
him try it.
killed her brother, and okay. So
I've
she's
charmed
not
her.
acting suspiciously. I know you did, and that's why I want to make sure I do right. She takes the water gratefully, I suppose.
Okay. And then
That's where she's
I say to her, I don't know how much you remember, but you had a really bad run-in with some brigands. We're taking you. What's the name of the place we're going?
Belton.
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 We're taking you to Belton to see a doctor. Hopefully, they can fix, your various injuries. Do you know who I am?
She says, yes, I remember you quite distinctly from the cave earlier.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't? But I'm glad to hear that.
She asked if you have any food.
Yes, and I produced some food. Here's some.
Okay, some rations. Also, just a pause for half a second. What do you guys think about doing like a really loose, like food-based survival thing? Meaning, like, I just say, you have 7 days rations, anytime you get to a city, we're just gonna say you auto top up type of thing, or do you not want to like deal with kind of the nitty gritty details of that sort of aspect?
Doesn't matter to me. My other campaign, we
Okay.
pretty much just ignore food for the most
Okay.
part.
Because I was just thinking, but like in this part, like you have an extra person that you're. Well, this is the first time you said you fed her, but like a 4 days travel with an extra person, you know what I'm saying? It's up to you guys though. We can complete.
She's out here creating mouths
Yeah,
to feed.
usually, generally speaking, like and in the evenings, like part of the bed down process, we always just incorporate someone going out hunting and gathering like some
Oh,
food and
okay,
stuff,
sure.
something like that. Unless it's
Good.
like somewhere where you can't, like if you're in a cave, like stuff like that.
Okay.
I would say
Alright,
maybe
we'll keep
I would
that.
say maybe like in a future campaign, but maybe not right this second.
So
Sure.
she's charmed, but does she remember that we kicked her ass?
Well,
3 times?
okay, so
Absolutely
here's
she does.
here's where the
100% she does.
okay, but here's where the false identity part's about to come in. I'm about to, if Jade, depending on what I roll against whatever Doc is thinking I need to roll against, I'm going to tell her something that's not true, but I'm going to like, basically using the combination of charm person and false identity, convince her that it's true. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we're just back at square one.
This is why Hiroki is super far away, because any
Well, she's still
Remember.
charmed for an hour, so she's not gonna do anything to me immediately.
I know, but the more she sees Roki, the more she'll remember. Like, oh yeah, that's the guy that always knocks me
Oh
off.
yeah, that's right. I remember that fist. Very distinct memories of that fist.
All right, so you
Can't
gave
win.
her some food.
And okay, so now at this point, I'm gonna tell her a complete fabrication, but I'm gonna tell her the story of how we ran into some brigands in a cave and she was knocked out multiple times, and we came upon her and we're taking her now to a doctor, and not glossing over the fact that she got attacked, but I'm trying to convince her that it wasn't this group of people, it was a different group of people.
Sure. Well, let's go ahead and roll. Well, this is deception. I'm gonna let you pick between performance or deception. It's probably the same modifier with advantage. Because this is quite the performance you're trying to.
Not
perform.
persuasion?
Deception is a little more. No, not persuasion. Either deception or performance.
Persuasion is my best. I'll go deception now.
Okay.
I have 11 in persuasion. In the. All right, here we go, boys.
Performer, huh?
I can perform, Rock. Maybe you didn't know that. For a long amount of time,
Actually.
longer than 3 minutes.
I was gonna say, I think it's only for 3 minutes, right?
No, much longer than 3 minutes.
Jeez.
27.
Wow.
Right. So you spend the next couple minutes like going hard, explaining everything. That's
How many
happened.
minutes,
You
Doc?
do it
Phrasing.
is where you get it. And you do an exceptionally good job at making a cohesive story that would make more sense to someone that doesn't remember the things she does. So you can see at points where it's like the dots are connecting and she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But you can still see like the resistance in her face as she still like remembers her brother dying, and getting ousted from her hideout.
But it was a different group of people.
Right, but this doesn't. She saw you guys pretty clearly, and this doesn't alter memories at all.
Okay.
But I will
At
say
this point-
that
I can tell that she's close to believing me, but she's not there. So I'm
give
going
me
to.
5 more seconds. Give me 5 more seconds.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
So you do this, and you can see like there's an internal struggle where she like wants to believe you, and she sees a lot of things that make sense, and then she's like, wait a minute, and she has to like keep reminding herself what actually happened. And roll insight for me as well. And whoever's like driving the cart, and anybody else around, I suppose, could also make this. So if Stark or Torbar,
Yeah, I think I was driving.
if you guys are like listening in this conversation.
Yeah. definitely.
And I
You said
hear from
insight?
60 feet away.
Not enough for an insight check. That would be a little.
What do your bird ears hear, Roki?
I do have pretty good perception.
All right, with a 16, that's good enough that you can kind of read that while she is resisting this go around, essentially, you can read that you think if there's more reinforcement, that you might have more success. If you keep reinforcing, this was another group that attacked. This wasn't us type of thing.
Okay. Can Stark like how do you say this word?
Surreptitiously?
Thank you, JD. I've literally never said that word out loud. Surreptitiously. Can Stark surreptitiously give me the clue? Hey, you're almost there. Just like, can you do like the Doctor Strange, like one finger?
Yeah, if that's what he would like to do.
Yeah, I'll kind of like turn around and look at them, and I'll say, "You really don't remember?" I'll say, "Yaru, what was that other thing that happened? That other guy in the group." I'll like spur him on to like, "Hey, keep going, keep going, say more."
Okay.
Okay. And it's at this point I'm going to cast Suggestion.
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead and link that for me. Suggest an activity. Some creatures that can't be charmed. Well, he is charmed. Sound reasonable, asking the creature to can't hurt itself. Okay, so it has to make a wisdom saving throw. Or she has to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, good to know. What are you suggesting to her?
I'm simply suggesting that she believe the story and accompany us to the town.
Okay. It pursues the course of action to the best of its ability. The entire duration, how long does this last? 8 hours.
Should have done that to start.
But that's only one day, though. We're still 2 days away.
Okay. Well, as you weave your honeyed words again and cast Suggestion, you can see the resistance that she has fade away, and she kind of gives you like one of these mannerisms, and seems to wholeheartedly believe that you guys are taking her to Belton for medical care, and that you are not the group that beat her senseless.
All right, boys. I bought us 8 hours.
Yes, 8 hours. It is concentration, so remember that.
Don't let me get attacked.
Okay.
All right, 8 hours. I could always cast it again, though.
Sure.
So we have
All right.
potentially 16 hours because I only have one level 2 spell slot left.
16 hours will get us till tomorrow.
Yep.
Your prisoner is charmed and wholeheartedly believes in the story that you guys have told her. You're still like traveling. There's still a couple more hours of daylight. Is that what you would like to do?
Yep. As far as we can, I guess.
Okay. So you continue traveling. She is awake this entire time, and she just kind of sits there and every once in a while asks for a little more water, a little more food, but otherwise doesn't do anything out of pocket. We are going to, or not we, you guys get to another clearing that you think would be a good spot to rest for the night. It's pretty quiet. There's the normal bugs and animals laying around. There's not been much foot traffic yet. You haven't came across anybody. So you are at the camp. Is there anything else you guys would like to talk amongst yourselves before the night's up?
I use my message cantrip to inform anybody who wasn't there when I charmed her of the status, so that they don't like say anything or do anything that would tip her off.
Okay, sure. So everybody's in the same loophole now, and you would know that that was at like 3 or 4 o'clock. So you still have like in another hour or so, once everybody goes to bed, that's when suggestion will run out. Charmed person has run out, but she's still not hostile to you guys because she fully believes that you
Yep.
are there to help.
So I'm gonna take the first 2 watches, and then when the remaining hour is up, I'm going to reinforce the suggestion.
Okay. So that's what happens. You kind of see her eyes glaze over for a second, and you real quickly suggest again to believe everything you said. Oh wait, she has to roll though. Almost just let you get away with that without rolling.
I know.
Is it wisdom?
I wasn't gonna say anything. Do I get to roll again though too? Don't I? Or no? It doesn't
No,
matter.
just
It's the
a
same
zero.
spell
Yeah,
save.
wisdom.
Wisdom check. And you said your DC is 16?
16.
Okay. You feel suggestion take hold in her once again, and
Nice.
she is at ease, and she
So,
sleeps for the night.
Wasn't she sleeping? Wasn't she already sleeping? Or is that when
That's
the
a
first?
good point. I
Okay.
suppose, like, she would be sleeping at this point, but you re-upped it, I guess, and it's still.
Well,
Okay.
can I just amend what I was going to do if you allow me to do that?
What do you mean, like what you suggested?
No. I'm going to
Okay.
take the first and last watches. If during the first watch she doesn't go to sleep before suggestion wears off, I will cast it again. However, if she goes to sleep before it wears off, I'll simply on the last watch cast it whenever she wakes up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So yeah, she goes to sleep when the group goes to sleep, and there was about an hour left of suggestion, and so she's asleep. So you're choosing to. Are you still doing the first watch and the fourth watch?
Yeah, I'll do the first and the last one.
Sure.
So that if she's awake when it wears off, I'll cast it. Otherwise, I'll be awake when she wakes up, and then I'll cast it again.
Sure. Who's taking second and third watches?
I'll take second.
I suppose it doesn't.
They can do the third.
Then we're
We don't
going
want
to.
Our grumpy.
Torvar needs his beauty sleep.
Or half orc. Yeah.
Torvar's the kind of guy who just like this. Like if you were to put him on a bed with somebody else, he would be like he would have all the covers. He'd be just spread eagle. He would have kicked your legs off of it, so you're like laying with it half off of it.
All right. So we're not going to roll checks or anything. We're going to say that the night goes by, what's the word? Unremarkably. And you took the fourth watch, and you kind of, I would say with your perception, you still get to know right before she wakes up. G, you go ahead and you're going to recast the suggestion.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Continue the deception.
We'll say it's 7 o'clock. You have cast suggestion. It took hold once again. Everybody's awake. She is once again a friend, or not a friend, but she believes you're there to help her.
Believes the lie.
Are you setting out for another day's travel?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's. Do you guys want to? So at this point, you guys have got your rhythm down. Do you want to fast travel to Beltland, as I don't have any encounters planned for the road?
Let's go.
Only one more day.
Okay. So that G, you are on top of your suggestions. You have, what is it? It's a second level. The suggestion second level.
Yeah.
You have two. Yeah, you have those spell slots, so that's not a problem. So we're going to fast forward. Day, night. As you get closer to Beltland, the roads start to get a little more, not packed, but there's, farmers and traders all going in and out of the city. And then you are at the gates of Beltland, essentially. There's a couple city guard out front that don't seem real, disciplined. Like, they're not standing at attention. They're sitting on stools, kind of playing cards type of thing, not really paying attention. And letting people come and go as they please. And you guys have like a basic understanding. You kind of know where the shops are at. So where are you trying to go within Beltland with her?
What time is it that we get there?
We'll say, we're going to say it's like midday. We'll say you had
Alright.
to travel a little bit on
Do
that
we
fourth
know
day
where
and
the
be there.
jail or something like that would be?
Yes, so there is a jail. Yeah, you know where the jail's at. So as you make your way into town, the hustle and bustle picks up, especially since it's midday. There's a little oh, there's a little beer stand on the side of the road.
Oh, beer.
And there's just all sorts of hawkers trying to sell like little, knickknacks. And most of them seem like they are, they're young kids that look a little grimy. There's some street urchins. And so you continue traveling. You travel to, we'll say you get to the jail, no problem. Where you're going into the jail?
Yeah, so
I'm
not
going to
all
amend
of
that
us.
actually.
Okay.
I should
Arisma,
probably
she
go.
hasn't been to the jail, but like at this point, she's like, where are we going in this town? She's gonna ask whoever. Are you still? Because you're still in the carpenter, right, G?
Yeah.
She's going to ask you, where are we going?
Our most trusted confidant.
That's my new Discord name.
And we'll say,
Trusted
hey,
confidant.
we'll say you've re-upped once now, G. So like, mark down 1 second level spell slot.
Yeah, I already took one off.
Okay, cool.
Think. We know where it is.
You know where the jail's at. Yes, and just remember that you have told her that you're here to give her medical care.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
seek medical care.
Okay. I'm an amoral bastard. Okay. I use suggestion one more time, and I say.
No, you're re-upped. You're good. Actually,
You can't re-suggest because it's
Oh,
conspiration.
that's right. Okay, so yeah, she's under suggestion. She asked where we're going. Okay. Yeah, we're going to the doctor. He's in this direction. They put his office on this side of town because that's where, so he can be close to, where all of the serious medical cases occur.
go ahead and roll your deception. All right. She says, I'll take your word for it. I've not been here before. And kind of settles back into the cart. But you guys are headed to the jail.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I'm walking towards.
At this point, I'm going to use my message cantrip again to say to the three of my companions, hey, at some point she's going to know the jig is up. So y'all need to be ready to restrain her.
That's a good point. She's still restrained?
No, I took her restraints off.
Can we respond with this
I took her restraints off.
message?
I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
can. Maybe that's
you can
something
reply in a
you
whisper
know.
that only I can hear. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna reply back and tell her that tell her we have like someone that we need to check on in the jail. And since it's on our way, we're just gonna stop there and check on them in the jail.
Are you replying to me? or
You're
replying
telling Arisma that?
No, I'm replying to the message whisper that.
Oh, to
Direct.
Yaru. Wait, so that's only responses back to Yaru.
Correct.
I have a
Okay.
question about responses. Do I have to consciously intend for the response to go only back to him?
And that's the only way it goes.
Yeah, it's only to me.
No, but I'm saying would it 'cause here's what I want.
If he
Like-
just shouts it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
just want to think something, and
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Would I have the opportunity? Will I have to think? Oh, I need to whisper this just back to him,
No,
or
no,
would
no.
it just automatically the response go
I
back
think it's
to him?
automatic.
Well, I guess that would be up to you, really. I suppose you.
I don't
would
know. I don't know. Is it like a conscious thing, a decision
Well,
that you make?
so the way it reads says the target, which is you, and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only the spellcaster
So that would mean
can
it
hear.
would be a conscious decision. Okay, so Tormar just looks over and very loudly goes, "You got it, buddy."
Yaru acts
That
surprised,
could have been worse.
and he kind of looks over at Aresma and is like, I think that guy's got a screw loose.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I've got one too.
I mean, we all do at the end of the day.
All right. So you all have arrived at the jail. You are outside the jail building. I mean, it's just a building that's going to have jail cells on the inside, which she can't tell that it's a jail from the outside. So you guys are. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to. Okay. Well, there's a lot of ways this could go.
So as we get there, I'm basically gonna turn around and say, "There's someone in here that I need to check on. You guys can continue on to the doctor, and I'll meet up with you."
Wait, are we actually taking her to the doctor?
The group. You guys need consensus on is she tied or not tied here?
No,
She's currently not tied.
'cause
Okay,
she's still
she's
our
ally.
ally.
Got it. Yeah, she's not your ally. She just believes that you guys are there to help her.
Yeah,
There's
so
a difference there.
put us in the
But
top
yes.
spot, Roki. Are we actually taking her to the doctor?
Do you know where the doctor's at?
No! Now we're taking her to the jail.
Then how are you taking her to the doctor if you don't know where the doctor's at?
Alright, listen, I've got us this far, okay?
So did you say you were going into the jail?
Roki's going in for some unknown
Yeah.
reason.
I'll be going in.
All right. So inside the jailers,
I'll be right back.
it's pretty standard building. There's just like rows of it's like one big like jail cell type of thing. You know, it's like a huge room, and half of it's a jail cell. The jail cell is empty at the moment, and there is a quite large man that's got like he's kind of got like the weird monk haircut where it's just like the front little thing right here.
Okay.
And he's currently sleeping behind his desk at the moment. He's the only one there.
Of course. So I'll go in and rapidly wake him up, pounding on the desk or
Okay.
something.
So he's been snoring a little bit, so it's kind of, he gets a little phlegm stuck in the back of his throat, and he kind of startles awake and kind of growls at you and asks, "What do you want?"
We have brought a prisoner from. Hold on, I have this down.
Azkaban.
Crap, I don't have the town. What's our hometown name?
Gristle.
Gristle.
Grissel.
You guys know that our big printer at work is named the Printer of Azkaban.
Nice.
Of course it is.
And the other one on the other side of the office is named the Half-Blood Prince.
Oh boy.
I love it.
So I tell him that we are bringing a prisoner from Gristle that they were leading the attacks on the town. I assume that they've heard of the attacks since.
Yeah, so he kind of goes, "Oh, I heard about that, but and I guess he goes, I heard about that. And I was kind of wondering what happened." And he kind of looks around and goes, "Well, where's she at?"
We currently have her outside in a wagon under the impression that we are allies. So she's a mage wizard, and she
That's
has
not
lots
gonna
of,
last for long.
tricks up her
Yeah.
sleeve. So we try and keep her subdued.
So
Do you
he
guys have
kinda-
any way of magically or keeping magical users in jails?
He kind of chuckles a little bit and says, "Well, that's magic users are a little bit above my pay grade. In the and he kind of thinks, he goes, well, I'm pretty sure Vinny's place has which Vinny, you guys would know. You don't know him personally. He's like he's the leader of Belton. He is the not monarch."
The
Per se,
magistrate.
but he calls shots. He's the shot caller of Belton.
Shot caller.
Not quite a town master either, but he's just who's in charge here. But he says, I'm pretty sure he's got some sort of way to counter magic users. And I'm not really sure. Do you have any proof that? Because for all I know, you could have just grabbed this lady off the street.
Yeah, we tracked her down inside of her cave, and she tried to fight us and told us everything she was doing. So yeah, we have quite a bit of proof.
So it's your word versus hers? He looks a little confused at the moment.
I mean, yeah, there's an entire group of us that tracked them down.
He thinks for a
Would
second.
you like me to bring the heads of the townsfolk that she murdered?
No, that's not necessary. And he thinks for a second and he goes, this is a little bit above my pay grade. I'm just kind of here to, well, and he kind of looks around and goes, I'm not really sure why I'm here. And says, it might be better for you just to go ahead and seek an audience with Vinny. He likes to handle
Seek an
these kind of
audience,
things
huh?
personally.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Well, like I said, we're on a little bit of a time constraint. How long does seeking an audience usually take?
I mean, well, you can just you can go up to his place and just see what's going on. I don't know what his schedule looks like. But he's pretty good about, about seeing people that need seen, I guess.
Okay.
And he'll, at this point, he will give you directions to Vinny's place and kind of describes the building, and it's a pretty elaborate kind of manner that is quite extravagant, and you'll know it when you see it.
Okay. Thank you for your time, I guess.
Yeah, no problem. And he's got like a hat down, and he kind of puts it back over his eyes, props his legs back up on the desk, and it's back out the door.
Okay, so I come back out and I look for the card. I assume it can't be too far away. They're probably going pretty slow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can find the card because they're still headed here, and you just kind of backtrack your steps a little bit.
Yeah. So I will fly over to them so I can get there quickly. And,
Okay. You get some weird looks along the way, but nobody does anything to stop you.
I mean, whatever.
Keep in mind, Aarakocra aren't exactly common people.
But they're not unheard of. They're not like...
No. It's not like they're like, what the heck is this? But they're like, oh, that was
Right.
kind of weird.
Right. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right, you have reconnected with your group.
Cool. So the thing we needed to check up on, guys, it wasn't there. We need to go check up with them at the Vinny, you said it was his name?
Yep, Vinny. Vinnie.
Vinny has more info on what we need to do there. So, Torvar, if you wanted to come with me and maybe you guys can continue on doing what you're doing here with the cart.
Okay, let's actually take her to a doctor now.
So if you're like actually having a conversation, she goes, yeah, I kind of appreciate that. And she kind of like pokes one of the bruises that's starting to heal. She goes, a little bit.
Yeah, so we're going to actually, me and Stark are going to actually take her to the doctor.
Okay.
Torvar just looks disgusted.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about how much he hates me.
Okay, so that's a good point. So Cart, Cart, Yaru, Stark, you guys are going to the doctors, and then Roki and Torvar to Vinny? Okay.
Yeah,
Stark
Torvar will go,
Are
but he
you
will
actually
be
coming?
disgusted. Yeah, no, he'll go.
Okay.
So here's the thing: I don't think he's meant to hate you forever. So like it's gonna wear off. But
Someday.
still pretty strong.
Got it.
All right, so you guys kind of turn the cart around and you kind of head back the way you came until you come upon this little, it's a pretty small building. It's like a one-room type place that's kind of squeezed in between another couple of buildings. You knock on the door, and you hear some little footsteps that pretty light, and a wood elf. She's a female. Her name is, well, she introduces herself as Oladi and kind of like instantly looks behind you guys and sees this battered woman and like brushes directly past you guys and starts like trying to check on her, like flashlight in the eyeballs type thing, asking her some questions like, how did this happen? Are you okay?
Yeah, better
Look
let
at her
her.
and say, "Where'd you get a flashlight from? What's a flashlight?"
He actually just held a torch inches from her eye.
Yeah, let her.
Seems dangerous.
let her tell the fabricated story that she currently believes.
Okay. Which she does. So she retells the story of, and you said it was just brigands along the road that beat the crap out of her, and then you guys kind of came and found her.
Yep.
Okay. So at that, she looks to Stark and Yaru now with a little more like compassion and gratefulness, and gives her thanks that you guys
She's
went out
actually
of your
starting
way
do
to
good
help a
things.
stranger.
What'd you say, Ryan?
That's actually a good point. I'm gonna go ahead and roll insight because
What's you wrong insight on? Esme,
because you're trying to convince another person.
I'm not doing anything.
Well, no, right, but I just mean you know what I'm saying.
Or
You
Esme
have
is
a
telling the
better
truth
belief.
as far as she knows it.
Yeah, she's not intentionally lying.
Yeah.
Right, but it's still you are convincing a stranger of a story.
I'm not doing it. I personally
An
A
am not.
insight check is to tell if they're lying. And Arizma
Correct, that's what-
doesn't think she's lying at all.
Exactly, and I have not
But the
spoken.
stranger doesn't know that.
Okay.
That's all.
But
it's
why
happening.
would the?
Okay. No, go ahead. I mean,
guess,
she's not
why
lying.
would the
I could see why a doctor would always question like things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna roll
I guess,
contested
sure,
NPC
sure.
checks. But I see where you're coming from. But
I haven't. The whole
so-
reason I said she tells a story is for this reason.
So that's a good point. And that was smart of you, and it worked out in your favor. Where you don't feel any sort of like tension, any sort of disbelief from Oladi. As she doesn't even like stop to really think about it. She starts like she goes back into her building and motions you guys to come in with Arizma, and you can kind of hear her rummaging around. So you guys go in, and it's a pretty small place that's packed to the gills with some clean bandages, some dirty bandages, and you kind of see her pull out quite a big one and smells it and that's probably all right, and goes and starts to
Classic.
like dab at one of the seeping wounds on Arizma's head.
She has seeping wounds?
I
Is
mean,
that
like
bad?
she had a lacerated eye that was probably scabbed over quite a bit and not real happy.
I mean, if
but-
she was like actively bleeding, we would have like bandaged her up and
No,
stuff.
she wasn't. This is just all flavor. Um,
she has like a compound fracture.
I'll say,
She's
yeah, it looks
snapping
like
bones back into
it looks like she ran into the Doom Marine, and we're like, she's fine.
Yeah.
So this goes on for probably 15 or 20 minutes to, kind
How
of
much
get
time
her
is
cleaned
left
up a
in my
little bit.
suggestion? That's what I want.
So you guys got here midday. It's maybe another hour in. So like 4 o'clock. So you got like another 3 hours, I'll say,
Okay.
of suggestion of her believing that it was brigands.
Sweet.
Damn brigands.
Those damn brigands.
So yeah, she basically fixes her up, and one more time kind of sits her down and goes, do you think you're going to be all right? And of course, Arizma believes that she is now because she sought medical care from kind people that helped her along the way. And she says, yeah, I'm already feeling a little better. And then kind of looks to you guys, and she's not real like, you can tell she's uncomfortable. And she's kind of like, well, is there any, I would have done this regardless, but if you have any way of, helping me keep this place open, I would appreciate it.
Oh.
Because
Okay.
you just sought medical care from a professional.
Do I have currency?
Yeah, you never like gave us gold or anything. That was part of
Yeah.
our last conversation. Is
No,
what
yeah,
did
we
we
still
actually
do not
start
have
with?
any currency.
So
Okay.
we like had nothing when we got to the town, even.
Yes, correct.
Like
yeah,
when
'cause
we
you
got to
guys-
Gristle, we were broke. When we got to Gristle, prior to us actually starting the campaign, we were broke then.
Correct. So that was me hand waved, like this was supposed to be a one shot. Timeline is Arvin stole your
Yeah,
money.
we got
you guys
stolen.
got back to Gristle. Bam Bam, you killed everybody, took and saved the day. Came back, left with Arvin stealing once again. And I promise this isn't going to keep happening. I know this kind of sucks right now, but just bear with me. But yes, right now you still have no currency.
Okay. I'm gonna say to her, alas, my party was not, this wonderful woman here is not the only person subject to misfortune on the road. We had all of our currency stolen from us. However, I do have some things that I can give you, and you can sell for whatever they're worth. I have this lyre.
You got 3 minutes?
I listen. It's not nigh on here, okay? All right. I have this lyre, and I give her a beautifully crafted lyre, and I have these fine clothes. And part of me, as I have this entertainer's pack, which comes with costumes, so I give her some fine. I have 2 costumes. I give her 1 set of these fine
Okay.
silks.
She looks at the lyre, and she looks at Stark and kind of gives you a look like, what am I supposed to do with this?
You sell it.
But when yeah, and then she kind of dawns on her that, oh, this is probably worth something. And then, especially with the clothes, she makes the remark that these probably would make some good bandages. And seems grateful that you guys were able to give her anything, to be honest. And thanks you profusely for helping her out. Says, well, if you guys ever find yourself in a tough scrape again, hopefully I'm still here when you need me.
Yeah. Great.
And thank you for helping our friend.
Yeah. Appreciate that. At this point, I say to the group, all right, well, let's join up with the rest of the party and let's see where we're staying tonight.
Okay, and so essentially while this has been happening, Duke had to go. You guys have been traveling towards Vinny's place is what I'm going to call it. And basically, you guys entered in the south gates, and as you get farther into the city, the better, the more wealthy you can tell that people are, type of thing. Like you started in the slums and worked your way up, and you're starting to get into the middle class. And the more farther north you go, the more like guard presence there is, and it's still like half the guards aren't wearing a uniform; they're doing just kind of walking around, kind of happy to show off some muscle and intimidate people a little bit, but they're not being aggressive. But so you guys travel for 5-10 minutes, and you reach what you can definitely tell is it's this pretty large mansion that you could tell did used to have houses around it, but have since been like cleared out for like a fountain and like a little pond, and there are like 4 guards stationed on either side of the door, type of thing, with a smaller looking guy that's just like holding like a notebook.
And they're not letting people pass, I assume, right? Like no one's
So
going in and
like,
out.
so nobody's going in and out of that building at this time.
Okay.
People are walking by though, no problem.
Okay. So I'll go up to the guy with the notepad.
Okay.
I am here to seek an audience with Vinny. We are here to seek an audience with Vinny.
And he, without even like looking up, he's scribbling, and he goes, name,
Roki.
and he kind of thumbs through the book a little bit and goes, I don't see your name here.
Yes, we
What
don't
business
have
do you
an
have with
appointment
Vinny?
currently, but we just came from Gristle, and we took care of the people that were attacking the town, and we have a prisoner here, the leader of that group, and we are trying to detain her here, but we need some assistance from Vinny. We heard that he might be able to help us with that.
The leader, you say. Duke, you guys are basically now at Vinny's place. It's really extravagant mansion. Roki is sweet talking the front desk person right now. As his ears kind of perk up as you say leader, and he says, he kind of thumbs through the book a little bit and goes, he kind of looks around and goes, well, where is she? I guess is what he says.
She was taken to the doctor with our other compatriots because she suffered some injuries, but we have her under I probably would have known that.
Powerful spell.
Yep.
Yeah, we have her under a spell now to keep her docile, but that will wear off quickly, so we need some assistance keeping her detained without spell intervention.
Okay. So he thinks for a minute, and then he turns to one of the guards and kind of, whispers in his ear, and the guard goes inside and says, "If you can be here within the next 30 minutes, which the cart would be able to make it in this time, we'll get you in," type of thing. Is that something you can do?
Yes.
Okay. You would know like the travel wasn't that far, so the cart would make it. And he kind of gives you this little warning comment where he just says like, Vinny doesn't like to be kept waiting, so make sure that cart's here soon.
I will do my best. And then I
Okay.
look back at Torvar. Torvar, you wait here. I'll go look for him.
Just rolls his eyes.
I'll take that as a yes. And
So
I'm
the
gonna go-
door open to the mansion opens once again, and now you see a guard holding like by the scruff of his neck, just this like I don't know. She's a middle-aged woman holding like a chicken, and goes and is kind of like, well, I made an appointment, and the guard isn't saying anything, and she keeps asking like, why is she not allowed to stay? Why is she getting kicked out? And she gets dropped on her feet and says to try again another day.
Roki already took off.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm just lying, looking for the
Okay.
cart.
I like
Okay.
but I made an appointment?
Yeah.
Question mark?
All right, so with the quick, basically you already knew the path. You guys all know the path, the easiest path to take, so it was pretty easy for you to find them, Roki. So you meet back up with them, and I'll let you, you're back with the cart now.
Okay. So I got this appointment with Vinny, but we need to make haste. We don't have much time.
So at this point, Arisma's like, where are we going? Who's Vinny?
He's the one that'll help us make arrangements here to stay in town.
Okay, are we gonna stay for a while? You guys, I guess I should ask you
Well,
guys.
it's getting dark. It's getting
tag along?
late, isn't it? I mean, we've been here for a while now.
It's still like 2:00.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2-3 o'clock.
Okay. Well, I'll turn around and I'll say, well, we figured we've been camping the entire time we've been traveling here. It might be nice to get some sleep in an actual bed for once.
That does sound nice.
Listen, I don't know if y'all realize, but she's gonna hate my guts. I'm gonna need a restraining
I
order.
don't think she's gonna hate you more than she hates Roki.
No, she'll definitely hate me more. You only
All right,
hit
so
her.
I say,
I lied to her.
So,
Oh, yeah.
question:
and same to her.
when does this just become Stockholm syndrome, and do we not need to keep casting suggestion?
No, I mean she's gonna whenever she comes to, she's really gonna have it out for us, me in particular.
Only one way to find out. After she's in jail.
All right, so with the cart, it's a little more slow going, but I would say, within 15 minutes, you guys are back. The whole group is now at Vinny's place, and the guy with the mousy nose and the glasses kind of sees Roki and says, "You are cutting it a little close, don't you think?"
We still have 15 minutes. We're fine.
He gives a little like I don't even know what to call it, but like a disbelieving chuckle where he's like, "All right, if you say so," and knocks on the door. The door opens, and this is like a 15-foot high door that takes quite a bit to open. And I'm assuming you guys enter.
Yep.
Okay. So there's a guard that kind of leads you. There's like busts all along the walls. You can tell that it is a fancy place, but he's trying extra hard to make everybody know how wealthy he is, how powerful, blah, blah, blah he is. So you follow this guard, and you're like, it's not a maze necessarily, but you're taking a left, you're taking a right, you're taking another left, you're taking another right, and there's doors all over the place. Until finally you reach another set of doors that is guarded by these guards at this door are like, they're staying at attention, they need business, they look a little more ripped than everybody else. But they're standing outside, and they open the door once again, and you guys are now in the same room as Vinny, the shop caller of Belton. He's kind of just got like, he's got a white shirt and suspenders, black pants. He's got his feet up on the desk, kind of hands behind the head, just sitting there waiting for you guys to enter.
Okay. I walk in. Vinny, my name is Roki. I hope that you've been informed of the situation.
Yeah, I've been told a little. I've been told a little bit. And he's kind of got this weird, like, I don't know even how to say it because I can't even do the accent. He's got like an accent that, like a wise guy, like like these weird corny accents. He's got like one of those accents.
Gotcha.
A wise guy, huh?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, this. Are you able to assist us with that situation then?
I think that we could probably work something out.
Okay.
Tell me again. Tell me first. Why did you go through all this trouble of first finding her? And I heard you there was some cave that you guys just like cleared out too. I assume you guys told them the whole story. Did you?
Yeah, we were.
Okay.
I mean, they would have probably known about it if he didn't. The guy up front, if he perked his ears up on that, I assume he knew about like the town's getting attacked and all that.
Sure. So Vinny kind of goes, yeah, what does he say? I was getting to helping Gristle. I know they were kind of in a tough spot, but I just kind of had some more pressing matters. So I couldn't help them out any earlier. But thank you for stepping up. But why did you? And he kind of looks at you guys, and I would say at this point, like, you guys have been on the road a while, and you guys got pretty beat up in that cave too, so your armor's not like shining and gleaming. You guys look pretty rough as a group, other than maybe JD and his magic Iron Man armor.
Oh, come on. I certainly don't look super rough.
My feathers look fine.
Okay.
All right, but just because I'm going to cast Prestidigitation,
Okay.
in which I make us all look like heroes.
Also, I was gonna say it earlier, but I like that I was able to guess that you were gonna say surreptitiously by you going sir.
I don't think I've ever said that word out loud before.
So you barely
Also-
got any of it out.
Do we go from like looking all beat up to looking like heroes in the snap of a finger before their very eyes? Because that's funny.
So it cleans dirt off you. You guys are like clean now. There's no more smudges. I guess it would do your hair if you wanted it to.
I'd definitely do my hair.
Yeah.
Okay. So Vinny sees that and goes, he says, I didn't mean any offense. I could just tell that
At
you
this
guys
point-
have been through a lot.
At this point, Yaru steps forward and looks imperiously at Vinny and said, "We were testing you. So far, not impressed."
Oh God.
And at that, his legs come off the table, and he kind of has like a serious to him now. Like all his like lackadaisical manner is gone, and he leans forward and goes, I don't enjoy being tested.
We don't.
Yaru, and I'll look at Yaru and I'll say, well, that was quite rude of you.
Stark, I need you to stop talking at all times. Thank you.
Just so you know, as soon as Vinny took his legs off the table and like leaned forward, Torvar takes one step forward.
What's the big guy's problem?
He doesn't like being threatened.
Oh, he doesn't like being threatened.
Yuru, remember, we're here to get Vinny's help, right?
And I should say that like
I thought we were performing a public service.
There are like 10, 15 guards in this at the peripheral of the room. So
Torvar's like, yeah, we can take these
1v5
guys.
at the moment. It's like a 21v5. Just so you guys are aware.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
And they're not aggressive, but they're standing at attention. And then he kind of like looks at the room and goes, "Oh, he doesn't like being threatened."
I mean, he doesn't.
Torvar takes one more step forward.
He does. I mean, the truth is, he doesn't. Listen, Vinny, we've gotten off to a bit of a rocky start here. You know, things were said that we probably both regret. Let's turn a page.
What? Did I say something?
I mean, you
don't think I
accused us
regret
of
anything I
being
said.
bedraggled hooligans. No one likes to be accused of that.
I mean, you did. You came in with mud on your shoes.
Well,
You
listen,
had a hole.
when
had a
you
hole
are
right here.
when you are out there, you know, fighting for king and country, slaving away to protect the good citizens of this here fine, you know, tri-state area, you're gonna get a little muddy. So, you know, it hits a little. It's a bit of a slap in the face when, you know, after toiling for so long and for so hard for the betterment of your fellow countrymen, you just, you know, get told, hey, you guys don't look so hot.
You know,
Yeah, Stark really fucks this up. Yeah.
You know what's a slap in the face? Is you guys coming into my house. This big green guy thinks he can just walk up to me and I'm gonna start shaking in my boots.
I mean,
You come in tracking mud, and then
Mud?
when I just make a harmless little comment about it, all this happens. What do you guys want? What are you here
I'm
for?
going to put my hand on Yaru's shoulder and give him just a slight zap, which is like a
Yeah,
like check yourself
sure,
zap.
sure.
I'm gonna ignore it.
All right, well here's the fun TPK.
I said, okay, all right, Vinny. I hear what you're saying.
Grab some water.
I'm also gonna like shift to like the back of the room, like towards the door kind of thing.
So this is like a large room that would be. It was like a 15-foot walk to the desk.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Just so you know, like this is
the
a
back of the group.
Okay, you want to be in the back of the group. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I say at this point, I said, listen, Vinny, listen. I apologize because we're all tired. So I took your comment as not harmless, even though you meant it in that regard. So let's just start over.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
And he appreciates the difference in tone and I would assume probably a little bit of posture from Yaru at this moment.
The tiniest amount.
All right.
At this point, Stark's not here anymore. At this point, Yaru seeks to remove himself from the equation to, you know, eliminate any further confrontation.
Sure.
So he's going to cast around for someone to take the lead. And he's going to land on
when he
Torvar.
sees
Torvar!
that, he's gonna say, "Is this her?" And he points at Arisma, who is quite like,
Confused?
yeah, I don't know. Suggestion is so weird when she
Yeah, I
knows
know.
what happened, but she believes something else happened.
Yeah.
So she is. We're gonna say she is confused.
It's gotta be like, it's gotta be one big mind fuck for her right now.
That's what's happening right now. That's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah, she's
Basically, what
confused.
Roki did is I'm like kind of behind Arisma.
Okay.
I'm just making sure that like if she like all of a sudden snaps to like
He's ready to give her,
yeah,
you know,
I'm ready
CTE
to, knock
essentially.
her out again.
I would say you've got like another hour still, so you know when your spell's gonna run out.
Okay. At this point, yes, she's the one we had discussed previously. Any assistance you can provide would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. So he says, I've gotten a few reports of what happened in Gristle, but you're telling me that this little lady caused all that trouble?
That is what we are saying. Yep.
Little. I thought she was like reasonably tall.
I mean, she's not like a small woman, but he just means like, because she's like confused and not exactly like an intimidating presence. At
She's
the
not
moment.
cutting an opposing figure right this second.
She
Yes,
had
yes,
lots
exactly.
of help, but she was the only one that we actually took prisoner. But she was the leader of the group.
We had
She's got a lot of brain damage, so
Why are you saying that out loud, Stark?
It's not me saying that. It's not Stark saying that.
Okay.
Okay. So he kind of motions for Arisma to come forward. He says, "You know, come here. Let me get a better look at you." And so, assuming the group lets her, you guys let her come forward?
Yeah.
Okay. So she comes forward. Oh, this is weird. I don't want to have a conversation with myself. I didn't think about this.
You want me to be one person? I'll be one person.
You can just summarize.
No, it's fine.
You don't have
Yeah.
to-
So basically,
Yeah,
what's
just
going to happen
explain it.
is
Yeah, just summarize. Yeah, that's good.
I still don't know how this works. He's going to be like, "What did you do? I guess to tick off. What did you do to tick off these guys and make them drag you all the way here?"
She's not gonna know. I mean, I guess she
To
will.
which, no, because she still remembers,
Yeah.
like, giving orders to pillage a town
Okay.
and
All right.
being this king.
All right. Cool.
So,
This will actually work out for our favor. She'll be so confused that she'll tell the truth.
She basically says it's a little fuzzy, but I saw an opportunity and I took it. The people of Gristle were, they were fat, they were getting lazy, and I saw an opportunity. And you guys are still like, and this is where she gets confused because she's like, I'm still not entirely sure what's happening here, but it sounds like I'm on trial here. And it's kind of confusedly looking back at you guys now. Because you guys at this point have been
I
walking back and
purposely look away, like
Just-
up to the ceiling. Or
Like
something.
I meet her eyes, but just complete stoicism on Yaro's face.
So she basically says all this, and Vinny, who has been listening intently, and like essentially when she gets to the part about like an opportunity, he kind of leans in and he goes, I can respect that. And he says, knowing what you know now, so he asks, why did you do this in the first place? And she goes, well, I saw an opportunity. She keeps bringing home the opportunity. She says, I saw an opportunity for power and I took it. And at this point, oh boy. Yeah, so she says that and he's just kind of nodding along and he kind of says, he slaps the desk down and he addresses the group now and says, all right, I have made a decision.
Oh boy.
And he says, you guys have been through a lot to bring her here. So I'll tell you what, as a reward, I'll give each of you one of these. And he has this it's a token, it's a wooden token with a metal V on the inside. He says, here, I'll give you one of these. I'll handle Arisma, and I'll give you each of you one of these. And this is good for my good man Brahm down at the smithy. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. You go to him with one of these, and he will hook you up with he will hook you up with a new set of armor. And what we can do from there, because and no offense, but you guys have put your armor through a lot, so maybe if you'd like an upgrade, Yari, you kind of like this. You're a little flamboyant. If you want some fashion with your armor, we can get that going for you. And he kind of looks at Torvar. Are you wearing armor? Or are you like unarmored, wearing clothes? No armor. Okay.
Yeah.
So he looks at Torvar and goes, well, I mean, maybe we can get this guy some armor in the first place. I mean, what guy tries to, fight without armor?
He
gets a little chuckle.
prefers to have
One
his
who rages.
Yeah, he prefers to have his
slowly raises his hand, like me.
warlock and warlike encounters in the buff. So
Yeah, so basically he goes to like everybody except for JD, I guess, at this point, and gives a
I'll
reason why the
say
why
armor's
a
not
new
good
set of-
for almost any of us.
yeah, gives a new set of armor, and so he also tells you that, hey, the armor you're wearing, I can promise you that this armor will be better. My man Brahm does good stuff.
I don't wear armor.
And so he kind of hears you guys grumbling a little bit
Well,
about the fact
at this
that you're
point-
not wearing armor. Okay.
hold on. At this point, I kind of like splay my fingers out and I managed to point at everybody. And I send a message just saying, I'm getting weird vibes off this guy. Like, I don't feel like he's being exactly truthful.
So he
Right.
continues with his offer. Sorry, just one second. I want to finish his thought. So basically, you're sending the message, and are you being quiet with? There's a verbal component. Are you trying to like be subtle with your message?
Yeah. I mean, nobody's
Go ahead and
supposed
roll. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand for me, because you are at the moment casting
Well-
a spell right now in the middle of him talking.
Yeah, but I'm just moving my fingers. Like, that shouldn't draw his attention. And he can't hear me.
Like it's like he's whispering to himself. Like
Yeah.
it looked like
Okay.
he's whispering to himself.
He can't. He can't. I mean, the nature of the spell is he can't
hear
hear
it, but
me.
he can see it.
Yeah.
probably
He just sees
would.
my mouth moving. That's it. It's not that suspicious.
Okay. All right. We'll let it slide. So he finishes. He says, "All right. So basically, I'm going to give you guys. We'll hook you up with some armor, and we'll do. You know what?" And he kind of thinks about it for a second. Goes, looks at Arisma again. Looks at you guys. And goes, "You know what? You guys have traveled 4 days. You put yourselves through a lot. I'm going to throw in a brand new weapon as well that I can promise, that I can guarantee will be better than what you have now." And he kind of leans back in his chair and is giving you like the "what do you guys think" look.
I'm
And
waiting.
Arisma right now is
So-
like frantically looking back and forth like,
I'm like,
My-
what is happening?
My response to the message then is I'm just gonna say like, well, we brought her here for justice, and he's the one that delivers the justice, so we have no other like need to.
What did you whisper to us again?
I said, I'm getting weird vibes off this guy. I don't feel like he is being truthful with us.
Did you actually whisper anything to Torvar?
No, I to everybody.
Torvar looks
Great.
over and out loud and goes, "Same here, bro."
Really need to talk to him about that.
That's why I checked.
All right. I reply only
I
to Ru-
forget that Yaru doesn't learn his lesson.
I learned my lesson sometime. Does Stark have any reply before I reply back to Roki?
I'll just say you're not alone.
All right, I'm gonna reply only to Roki and Stark and say, I feel like he's just going to take Arisma and do something even more nefarious than she was doing.
I mean, if that's what they're gonna do, then as long as they leave Gristle alone, I don't really care.
I thought I was amoral.
I mean, it's not like how are we gonna say like I can't really do a premeditated like crime.
Well, I think Yaru has reverse Stockholm syndrome at this point.
Oh yeah, that's
He's come to care for Arisma.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ooh, you're getting some feels.
not like that, but more like he has a little bit of a conscience.
do you need 3 minutes with her?
No, he has a little bit of a conscience, and he doesn't want to hand her off to this wannabe mafia boss.
Okay, so do you have an alternate option? Would
Mm,
you just like to kill her?
well, no.
Exactly. I think it is. I think that's what it is. I think Yaru just wants to keep her around.
So Vinny at this time can kind of feel the hesitation in the group. You guys didn't just like straight up jump at his offer. He goes, "Listen, if you guys are worried about her going back to Gristle and trying anything else," and he kind of does like a weird little, not like a character shift, but he gets all serious again and looks at Arisma and goes, "I can promise you she won't do that."
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that. Okay, Yaru has a little bit of a conscience, but it's not much of one. So if the rest of the group feels strongly that,
I mean, the only other option I see is to kill her.
yeah.
To make
Okay.
her pay for her crimes, and this.
I mean, she
seems a
has
little
committed crimes. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's do it.
I love that this is all just Yaru trying to convince himself.
Well, he has a bit of a conscience. Like, he's not completely,
And for the record, Torvar just does not care either way.
What is it with us and creating, except for, I will say, with the notable exception of Quentin, creating characters that have zero, morals on any level.
That's the whole point of D&D. You get to make a character that is not you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I assume Stark. My Yaru's limited reservations were overcome. We're gonna go forward with handing her over. Unless Stark has further reservations.
I mean, I don't disagree with you that something might happen with this, but I don't think we're gonna be able to leave here with her now that she's here.
Okay.
Torvar just yells out, "I can't hear you anymore."
Oh God.
I look at Torvar and say,
Hey, big guy, what are you saying in the back?
I look over at Torvar and just kind of give him not a death threat, but like a hey, stop talking look, and I said, I'll fill you in later. And then I look back at Vinny and I say, we will accept your offer.
Okay. So he kind of brushed it. He goes, okay, good. And he goes, hey, I was talking to you, and is pointing at Torvar in the back.
Torvar just
What are you
stares at him
saying?
blankly.
Pat got your tongue, huh?
Continues to just stare at him blankly.
I'll just look and be like, sometimes Cat has his brain too. There's not a whole lot we can do.
All right. And we'll say with that little jibe at Torvar, you just Vinny, takes a relaxed posture again and goes, claps his hand, goes, well, great, and flips all you guys a coin with the, it's got the metal V on it. And he brings a guard over who ties up.
I mean,
I was really hoping to get
Yaru-
something out of Vinny there, just so you guys know, because here's the thing that G wrote in Torvar's personality.
I forgot what I
traits.
wrote.
And I quote, "I blow up at the slightest insult."
oh,
God, why
missed
are you just like
opportunity.
the most
Hold on.
unstable powder keg?
didn't you just get insulted by
Stark. Yes.
Stark?
You did just get kind of called dumb by Stark.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think you
like,
played
heard
as
that,
you were.
though.
You played as you were.
yeah, but
I
so,
didn't
like
say that
I view
loud
it as a
enough.
little. I view it as a little different when it's from the group. I mean, except obviously for Roki, but
Obviously.
when it's from the group.
Sure.
I should have wrote in there that he thinks Yaru is like the pinnacle of, existence. Missed opportunity.
Jeez.
Okay. And with that, I was trying to decide how I was going to do that. We're going to say that Arisma, she starts
Okay,
to
here it comes.
do some hand motions, and then he goes, I don't think you want to do that. And you hear in unison 20 footsteps all take a step forward from every corner of the room type of thing. And she stops her hand gestures and kind of stands there defiantly. She's trying to puff out her chest a little bit and be all regal again, but it's still not quite working. And he goes, good girl. And the guard comes over,
So wait,
finds her hands, does all that good stuff.
at some point, I
Torvar is
imagine.
now nodding approvingly, like he's suitably impressed.
He's like, yeah, this guy knows what's up. Okay, at some point, she's got to shake off the layers of deception I've laid upon her. Is there going to be any reaction?
Have you told Vinny that she's under that suggestion spell?
Well, Roki told the guards.
Just that she was under magical influence to keep her docile. That was what I told them specifically, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So if you could probably tell him that, like, hey, I'm gonna drop this spell.
We can retcon that too. If you wanted that in the conversation earlier, like, hey, she's unsuggested, we'll say that. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So so Vinny has that knowledge that she's under suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So the guard comes up, grabs her, binds her essentially, and then he waves with his other hand, and from not like the shadows, but she's been standing quietly, is another woman in robes that just follows Arisma and the guard out of the room into like a side hallway type thing. And Benny at this point says, "It's been a pleasure doing business. I thank you guys for bringing her in." And he kind of, especially like he's looking at Torvar now, and he's like, "You guys do look like a pretty capable bunch. I tell you what, you guys go have a night of. We got some great bars here in town. Go have a night of
debauchery.
camaraderie. Go get yourself some new armor, some new weapons." And come back in the next day or two, and he's just pointing at this little token. It's like, hey, with this, like you don't even need to make an appointment. You flash this, and you can just walk on in, and I'll, we'll meet up. But I think I could use you guys.
But tell him this token will get us the armor, the weapon, and the entry.
Oh yeah, drinks on me tonight.
Okay.
Don't lose them.
At this point, a very broad grin breaks out across Yaru's face, just imagining all the things he can do with this token.
Yeah. What is Yaru's alignment again?
Lawful neutral, but I'm thinking he's more chaotic at this point.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I want to like seesaw things. So if you guys start acting in a way not consistent with what you have on your character sheet, that might change.
Yeah, I am written as chaotic good, but I'm thinking I might be leaning towards lawful good right now.
Can I change to chaotic
I would say
neutral?
so as well.
I think I'm more chaotic neutral.
If that's how you want to like start playing this character, 100%.
I think I've
I
been
don't
playing.
think start. I think he already
I
is.
think I've been playing this character this way the whole time.
Guys, would you believe that Torvar is chaotic neutral?
No.
He's never would have guessed.
We have the like introverted and extroverted version of chaotic neutral.
All right,
Right,
yeah,
so
this,
he's got
and he's
our
like, he's not like not in a mean way, but he's like, go shoo.
Well, I wanted is Aresma gonna have any words for Yaru after she realized she's
Yeah,
in the
I
sea?
feel like you need to tell him you're gonna drop it and then drop it out and see what happens.
Okay. And I say,
Okay,
all right.
so we want to backtrack a little bit.
Out of game, I'm curious.
Yeah, I want to see what happens. All right. So at that point, I look at Vinny. I said, okay, I'm going to drop the spell.
Okay, so and we're gonna say like it was this moment when the guards started to come forward, before like the 20 footsteps thing. So you drop it, and she sits there for a second, and you can kind of see her like the wheels are turning now, and she's like, okay, I'm here. This is what happened, and she's piecing it together, and she like swings real quickly over to you, Yaru, and Vinny at this point is like, oh no, and he's got like his popcorn. He's not like he's not worried at all, but he's got like his popcorn ready. And it's not even like a coherent sentence. It's mostly just like yelling, but you can tell that she is swearing at you at the same time. It's like one of those things where there's like background music playing over the top, and it's just like you can just see her mouthing words, and it's all like she keeps like pointing at her head because she's not entirely sure who knocked her out really.
Yeah.
And she keeps like pointing at the door and just yelling at you, and she starts. We're gonna say that this is where she like instead of looking at Vinny and starts to make a hand gesture. You would know from seeing from what's his name, Peter's character, Jeff.
Yeah.
After seeing what hand signals are needed for a fireball, you see her start those hand signals, and that is when the soldiers all in unison 20 step, and it like she stops for a second, and then like it's like, screw it, I'm gonna go for it, and then they take another step, and she thinks better of it. But you were seconds away from a fireball.
I
So
wanted to see what actually happened.
after all that, all Yaru does is he does like a theatrical bow, like, you know, I have just performed.
Okay.
I've just completed an extravagant performance. Thank you.
So pause. Have you guys like checked her body? Like not looted her, but like she's wearing a long robe. Have you checked her for weapons or anything?
I would assume at some point
Absolutely, yeah. As a
that
prisoner,
would have
I
happened.
would
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
didn't
sure we
notice that.
did in the cave.
Okay, sure.
Didn't I pick up
So,
some sort of
in-
Didn't I pick up some sort of staff? Was that this campaign or was that a different campaign?
That way, are you thinking about the wands in the? in the
Oh,
water?
okay, yeah, that was their first campaign. Never mind. I need to make sure I add that though because Nyan now has a staff that lets him cast
It's the wand. It's the wand of magic missiles.
magic missile. Yeah.
So when you take the bow, though, she straight up lunges at you. She doesn't try to do any sort of magic. She's like gonna try to claw out your eye. And the soldier that was like slowly strolling forward is like he like lunges for her too and kind of grabs her and he's like, this is a big dude. We're talking like a 6'3", 6'4" dude trying to restrain this smaller woman and he's barely able to do it because she's kicking and fighting and she's like a foot away from your face right now at this moment. She got pretty close.
Just unperturbed.
She is kicking and screaming, and Vinny's here just like, he's like applauding, he's loving every minute of it. It's like, oh boy, you know how to pick them, huh, Yaru?
Listen, if she had not done all that super evil stuff, we wouldn't have gotten to here. So it is what it is.
Ooh-wee. So then the other lady in the robes, and she doesn't go as quietly as we originally thought. She's, she like gets to the door frame and is like holding on for dear life. You're like tugging at her. And then you can still hear, even though the door closes, you can hear her like screaming all the way down the hallway. And it slowly just gets like quieter and quieter.
I just kind of look back at the group and I'm like, well, that was fun.
Great performance.
Hero week.
Vinny says, I'll say. And then he gives you that whole offer of, bar and tavern on me tonight. Go get a good night's sleep. Come back in a day or two after you guys are feeling like it. And maybe I got something you can help me with. And then when you guys stand there awkwardly, you go, shoo, time to go.
Cool. To the
And
bar.
You have a
All
guard
right.
lead you back out of this maze of rooms and hallways. And there's someone coming by to go see him. And you guys are now back outside of the building, -1 Arisma Solus.
Finally.
All right.
Something tells me that we just made a deal with the Yakuza.
Yaru puts a hand on Stark's shoulder and said, I couldn't agree with you more.
While I don't disagree,
Stark has no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't have any alternate ideas on what we could do with a prisoner. We already have taken her a 3-day trip from Grizzle.
Yeah, that was touch and go there for a moment.
G, quit playing Destiny.
I'm not playing Destiny.
You watching the basketball game or something?
I am watching the basketball game.
But I
All right,
say
you
we
guys
should,
go.
nice. I think we should probably find a inn first and make sure we'll all convene in the same place, and then we can separate it if we decide.
Yep.
Yeah, we'd get some food and find a place to
We
stay.
still got plenty of time,
By
right?
the way,
It's
how
not
big of a
like 3
piece?
o'clock.
How big of a piece of shit do you have to be to have your own coins made?
Well, probably if this dude is in fact like a mob guy in charge of the town, this is probably like a very powerful thing that we have.
Did Torvar
But
say,
potentially powerful in the wrong way.
Or are you guys still right outside the door?
Oh no, that's
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
that was not Torvar saying that. By the
No.
way, that was just
Oh,
me.
okay. Gotcha. So you guys, where are we headed?
To the
Alright.
nicest tavern that is in the town.
Yes. Yes.
The
Good
nice-
call. The
the nicest
nicest
one,
one. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, if the
I'm gonna like burst through the door and just yell, "Barkeep, your finest alcohol."
God.
Okay, so it's basically there's tiers. The farther north you go, which basically you guys are there. This was like as far
Right.
north as you can get because obviously it's hoity-toity. Really not that far of a walk is oh, what's it called? Give me a second. It's called the Happy Cushion, and this is like, it's not. I mean, it is a tavern, and you can tell there's like it is because there's drunk people still stumbling around, but it's like what do they call them? There's like a boardwalk. It's not just like a dirt road leading outside. There's a boardwalk leading out to the road. Everything's in pretty nice shape. So as you guys go inside, Yaru, what are you doing again?
I'm bursting through the door and shouting, "Barkeep, your finest alcohol."
Isn't it only like
Right.
3 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes.
It is. We'll say it's yeah.
I don't
we're
think
hitting
we
like
care.
3 or 4 o'clock.
This place looks classy. We'll fit right in.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have all shiny armor.
Did we do that first?
Not yet. Oh wait, the prestidigitation. Yes, you guys are. I mean,
How long
does that
you
last?
guys are looking good.
An hour. It's not. It's gonna die in about 15 minutes, though.
That's okay. That's long enough to get
How
the
does
first
that
round.
work? Does the dirt go back, or is
Yeah, I feel like it's more
yeah.
like a visual change.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
because it
Cantrip, you
says
can just
this.
keep casting it.
Yeah, it says
Sure.
this spell is a minor magical trick.
okay?
I can
sure.
cast it again,
So we'll
but
say this.
you know, it's long enough to get the first round. That's all I care about.
All right, so there's a small young gnome behind the bar. He's actually like standing on the bar because he's got to reach the shelves that are up high. And when you say the finest, what'd you say, G?
The finest alcohol.
Okay, so he hears that and he's like reaching for on the low shelf, and there's like we're talking shelves on shelves on shelves, and he kind of like looks up and it's like it's like another 10 feet in the air. He goes and like walks to the edge of the bar, and he has like this weird, like, you know those library ladders that
Yeah.
swing across, and you like
Yeah.
he's got one of those, so he goes up to the top shelf,
Damn,
and
fancy.
pulls out this liquor that's an unusual purple color, and
Hell
he
yeah.
says, well, if you're looking for the best, this is the best we got, but I can promise you you're gonna be so he says, can you afford this?
Oh
Or
yeah,
he's
he's
gonna
looking at you guys.
slap the V coin down on the bar.
the V coin.
Oh shoot, I chose the wrong. Okay.
He
All right,
still got it,
so
boys. 39 years old, still got it.
he looks pretty. He's skeptical, and so he brings the bottle down, and he's kind of like looking at this, at the chip, and says, he yells about. He goes, "Hey ma!" And a scout, comes from the back.
Oh, it's the
goes-
Fratellis. I love it.
he like flips it to her and goes, "Is this real?" And she kind of looks at it for a little bit, and her eyes go, like, she's surprised. Her eyes go wide a little bit, and she goes, "Yeah, this is real. I'm not sure quite what you guys did to earn this, but I haven't seen one of these in a while." And so at that, he starts pouring you guys this schnozberry
Give him a
wine.
V coin back.
I'm trying to
Okay, so
decide.
she's still looking at it, and he goes, "Oh, she goes, right," and then gives it back to
I'm trying to decide if we should
top
ask,
a little bit to give it to Torvar.
ask about what this means.
Yaru just leans over the bar and says, "When's the last time you saw one of these here V coins?"
Nailed it.
Geez.
Nailed it.
So she chuckles and says, "Well," she goes, and she looks over at, you can tell now that's her son. She goes, "And you were probably this high, so that was, I'd say we're going on 15 years ago. It's not, no, that's not true. I'd say it's been over, I'm not going to go that far. It's been like a year since I've seen one of these. They aren't common."
What's the value of them?
You don't.
What
Know
makes
what this
them
is for?
so valuable?
Yeah.
Vinny's what makes it valuable. What he says goes.
Cool.
So is Vinny the leader of the town?
I thought we already knew that.
Yeah.
She kind of looks around and is like, "Is this your first time in Belton?" You know.
No, it's not, Stark. We've been here. You okay?
She goes,
You
"Yes."
regenerate?
She laughs a little. Goes, "I'd say he's the leader of Belton."
We already knew that.
With this token, I mean, this is a get out of jail free card essentially. You show this
With
pretty
that,
much
Yaru
anybody.
turns
Use,
around.
use different words, please.
Yaru turns around and says, "Boys, we're going to jail tonight."
When she goes, "Well, I wouldn't test your luck." Vinny doesn't quite have the patience most other people have. It's kind of got a short fuse.
I look over at Yuru and I say, I think she was using a phrase there for that.
And so is I. Let's focus on what's
Well, you know.
important, namely the alcohol this fine gnome is pouring.
So it is poured and it is like strong. We're talking like it starts to hit your tongue and you're like, oh, you start coughing a little bit.
I'm not coughing. I'm throwing it back.
I'll push mine over and
I'm not
Torvar.
coughing, you're coughing.
Go ahead and make a Constitution save, Yaru.
Okay.
I'm pushing mine over to Torvar and say, here you go, buddy, it's on me.
Oh yeah, throwing it back. What do you want me to
So-
roll?
I was gonna say before she took the
That was with
Like, or-
disadvantage, sir.
before he started pulling all the glasses out, I said I'll pass.
Okay.
So I didn't
So
have
it's
them pour one.
Torvar. Oh, so it's just Torvar and Yaru that are drinking for 4 now.
You want a Constitution save, homeboy?
Yes, Constitution save. So with the 24, you can feel like it's burning, but you don't even get that little catch in the back of your throat.
Oh yeah.
You down it like you were, and you're definitely not used to this quality of alcohol, but you down it like a champ, and she is thoroughly impressed.
Oh yeah.
big-
Yaru just batting 1,000.
The big Torvar, on the other hand, is used to probably a little more watered down sorts of ale. So he's like, not to be outdone, he starts chugging essentially. He gets 3 or 4 gulps in before like it all hits him at once. His chest starts to go warm, and he like spits a little bit back up as he starts to cough onto his lip.
Wait,
a little bit.
is this shots or ale?
So we're talking like this was a mug. This was a
Okay.
mug. But Torvar was kind of treating it like a shot, and they got a little ahead of himself, I think. And just from like one mug, Yaru, how big are you? I know you're a wood elf, but you're like what?
5'11". I'm not
solid
super
height?
tall. 5'11".
Okay. So you're like off one mug, you're not dizzy or anything, but you can like tell that you're a little unsteady on your feet.
I skipped straight to the definitely buzzed portion of the evening.
Yeah. Torvar, like you can tell that you had alcohol, but you're still like on top of it after one. And so basically he just watched you guys down in half a second the most expensive alcohol they have. And it's kind of like, oh, boy, here we go.
At this point, Yaru reaches over, and it says, "My good man, that was excellent, but we wouldn't want to take all of your finest stock. Give me your 5th best alcohol, and we'll go with that."
Okay.
You're not going to go down the list. Second best, third best, fourth best.
So he looks a little relieved at this because you guys put a pretty hefty dent in this bottle.
That was just the
Wine.
pregame, my guy. We were just trying to get to a certain point so that we can continue the party. You know what I'm saying? Pro strats.
All right. So he tucks it under one arm and starts climbing back up the ladder.
Meanwhile,
puts it on
as
the top shelf.
as he's doing that, Yaru just kind of like reaches out for a fist bump with Torvar.
Torvar will return the fist bump.
And I'm gonna
Alright,
call.
now he's grabbed. This is like this is more like it's a red wine. It's not so purpley. It's got a better. It's a much deeper, rich red hue to it. That seems a lot. It's a lot sweeter than the last one was, and it doesn't have near the kick that the other one did. So
So
neither of you have any from.
I'm gonna look
Go ahead.
over at Stark and say, "You want to go explore the town, look to see what these coins can get us?"
Yeah, let's go do that.
Okay, so we don't have to like play out this whole thing, but my plan is to get uproariously drunk with Torvar for the rest of the afternoon.
I'm down with that.
Okay, so it's still
Like not to the point where we're
Three-
vandalizing things. Like we
Okay.
keep it like we
you
keep
might
it,
be in a corner.
yeah, we keep it to the corner, but like we're having a good time.
Okay. So it's 3 or 4 o'clock, and you guys are being pretty obnoxious, and there's not really a crowd, and this is a pretty like high-end place, so most of the people are like not joining in, and they're just giving you a look like, who let these guys in? And you see a couple like go up to the gnome and be like point at you, and like you can tell they're having a conversation, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders and is like, you can just tell he's like, there's nothing I can do about this. They have this.
The
They
V
have the
card.
V card. And a couple times, and throughout the night, they keep trying to like feed you bread. You know, get you some. Hey, you guys want some water? You want some, can I get you some bread? You know, to try to sober you up a little bit.
By the way, Doc, is this a place that we can stay for the night, or do they have to fucking wander around town? Okay.
I mean, there are rooms here if you would like to
Okay.
do that as well.
Well, I imagine like Torvar and I are doing the equivalent of day drinking, where we're like we maintain a certain level of drunkenness to
Right.
have a good time. But we don't go like to the point where we're like we're starting to get sick or anything. Like we're
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
yeah,
I got
exactly.
you.
It's a marathon. Yeah,
Sure.
We're skilled at maintaining. I don't know what ability check you would want for us to do for that, but we're skilled at
Both of
maintaining.
you, yeah. One more Constitution save to see if you guys don't let it get on top of you. We'll see how good you guys are at.
Ooh, wow.
Mashed potatoes.
Man, can I get those? That was a deep cut. That was a deep cut.
Yo, I know it was a deep cut that only 3 of us are gonna get.
Recoil was watching earlier. He's not watching
Oh wait, yeah,
anymore.
is he still in the chat?
No, he's not.
Oh man.
I'll have to
He's
ping
probably
him
not, but I really wish he was.
That's the equivalent of the mashed potato. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the con save we're looking for.
All right, so Yaru, I would say that you're like, if you're being obnoxious, you're probably belting into song quite a bit. Is that what you do when you're drunk?
Yeah, that sounds about
Okay.
right.
So you put on a one-person performance of Macbeth, I guess D&D's version of Macbeth,
Yeah.
and it goes swimmingly well. The more you drink, the better it goes. You play all the roles expertly. And Yaru, or not Yaru, Orvar is there, like, enraptured. And every part where you should be, like, cheering, he's like, ah. And then if he's the only one cheering, he goes and, like, grabs someone and starts, like, helping them clap, too.
Like a monkey
And
with
of
the
course they do, because
symbol.
there's a giant orc that is telling them to clap. So the night goes pretty well. You actually, we're gonna say with that 24, even though it was a Constitution save, I'm gonna say you got about 15 gold from people thinking that you were performing for money, even though you weren't attempting to.
Nice.
So people would like come up and give you a little bit of money.
I'm gonna give half of it to Torvar
Hell yeah.
All right, and
because
so
I'm
they're
I'm
gonna-
drunk, so like I'm like very generous. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very generous when I'm drunk.
So that was your basically from 3 to when you guys fall asleep.
Well, okay.
That was your
Since
night.
it's 15, I'm gonna keep 7, but I'm gonna give 6 to Torvar.
Try that again.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep
7
8.
plus?
I'm gonna keep 8 and give
There you
7 to
go.
Torvar.
Okay.
He's been drinking. It's
I
okay.
have. Well, I have actually been drinking. But yeah.
Oh, I'm aware.
All right, so Roki and Stark, you guys are headed out for a boys' night on. Well, I guess they were
No,
headed for a night
we're
out.
having the boys' night.
Yeah,
They're
but
doing.
you guys, it's 3
something else.
o'clock now for you guys.
We're going
What
out.
do you wish
We're
to
going
do?
looking for gear.
That's right. Yeah, we'll go wander around and see. Are the armor or blacksmith or anything like that around here?
Yeah,
Are
so
there
Vinny
multiple
mentioned
ones?
there's a smithy in town. Like it's not his personal smithy, but it's who he goes to get his armor done, which is also in this kind of swanky part of town. Which is ironic because when you guys get to this part of the smithy, you can see that there is like a huge anvil on the roof. Like it is obscenely large. Like it fits most of the roof, and you can tell that the roof is starting to sink a little bit. And you can tell that it got the name, the smithy got the name, the anvil, because of this large anvil that was on the roof. It was being, what's the word? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was all part of the plan. But the roof is starting to, like, buckle under the weight a little bit. You guys get to this swanky.
Armorsmith or weaponsmith or both?
He is both. He does it all. So as you guys, it's kind of an open area. As you guys get close, you can see a large dwarf who's got like, we're talking like if Roki curled up into a ball, he could like almost fit into this guy's beer gut. It's so large. Like he's got himself a huge gut on him. You can tell like he's still like athletic and strong, but he's got himself a big old belly. He's got himself like a big red beard that flows down over the top of it. And you can see him like, you know, hammering away on like a sword right now on the anvil as you guys get close. Are you introducing yourselves?
And start to clean.
Yeah, I'll walk up and say, "Good afternoon, everyone." I guess it's just the one guy, right? Actually,
Yeah, it's
Don't
just
say that.
him. So
Okay.
he like
then
stops
good afternoon,
hammering.
sir.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, so he stops hammering and he's got himself like a pair of like goggles on that he flips up, and he doesn't return like the good afternoon, but he just like looks you up and down and is like, that is quite a suit of armor you have there.
Say thank you. I made it myself.
Yourself?
Yes, I did.
And he's like circling you right now, like even he's not even asking, he's like poking, tugging on little parts, going like, how did you get this joint to move like this? And he says, I am impressed, sir. What can I do for you when you already have a suit of armor like this?
I'll say, well, we're looking to see what the town offers. We came in earlier and we've heard wonderful things about your smithy.
And so he doesn't like blush, but you can tell that he's like taken aback. He doesn't know how to respond to it. He goes, I appreciate the compliment. I tried to do my best work and let it speak for itself.
I think you do a fine job. And I point to the item he's working on.
Which is where it will say it's a great sword. It's still like glowing red, and then, like when you smack it with a hammer, it goes. That's what he was doing before he got here. He goes, oh yeah, this is just what I do on the. This is what I do for normal folk, but and he looks over at the Aarakocra and goes, you guys don't look like normal folk. Yeah.
I'll look
Bow
at
a little bit.
Yep, and I'll look back at Roki and I'll say, no, we're travelers. We're not typically what you might consider normal folk. And I'll just change the subject and I'll say, so I see you've got a sword, but what else do you offer?
Well, and he has like his little hammer that he was smacking with. He just like rests it on his gut and it just sits there. He's got like a little shelf. He goes, at the moment, my stock's pretty low, but I'm not going to make armor near as good as what you have here. And it kind of looks like, and he kind of like knocks on it. Oh, is this enchanted?
It is. Yeah. We'll say it's enchanted.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
He goes,
mean,
"Yeah,
so
I
technically, yeah. I mean, it's arcane armor, so I
If it's magical, it's
basically made it magical, but then I've also infused it with +1. So
Okay.
it's like doubly enchanted, I guess.
So he goes, yeah, I've started to dabble in that. I made a couple. He doesn't call it +1, but he says it's above average steel.
masterwork.
You know, I make better weapons than most. And I make armor too, but I really don't think that I can help either of you unless this guy's looking for just. You don't look like you're really the armor wearing type. As he looks at Roki.
I pull out my staff and I just say, staff.
Stab.
I'm trying to,
Okay, so he's like taking
pulling
it back,
hard.
and he's like, "Oh, okay. Like, am I supposed to?" He goes, yeah, this is a pretty nice staff. Were you looking for like a new one?"
Better one.
He goes, "Oh, okay. Now we're now I see what you're saying." And he goes, "Well." He goes, I can do that for you. I just told you, I started to dabble in making some better weapons than most. I will say that it's pretty expensive to make these things, and it takes a lot of time. Do you guys? Because I guess you guys look nice, but you're still not like as swanky as a lot of people in this area of town are. So he goes, you guys have the coin to pay for this?
Brandish
You're
that
your
V
liar.
V
Card, bro.
I was gonna say, Roki, you're the one who's staffing him over here.
So I'll hold up the V card. I'm just kind of hold it there and let him see it.
Okay. So he like goes to reach out for it because he wants to inspect it closer.
Oh,
Do
I'm gonna
you-
pull back. No, I'm not gonna give it to him.
Okay.
I'll hold
So
it down so
he
you can
kinda-
see it.
Okay. So when you pull back, he kind of chuckles and he's like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to what's the word I'm looking for? Offend this guy."
Encroach.
And he looks at it and goes, did you get this from Vinny? And he looks at you now, Stark, because you seem to be a little more talkative than Roki.
Say, yes, we did, and I'll kind of flash him mine and put it back in my pouch.
Okay, so at that, he goes, "Well, that changes things." It says, he kind of takes the staff and is like looking at it. He does like a pool cue type thing. He's like, "Yeah, there's some things I can make you like a better hand grip up here at the top." And thinks on it for a second and goes, "It's gonna take some time, but probably, day after tomorrow, I can get you. It'll be a +1 quarterstaff. I can get you something better." And he goes, "Well, you've got one of these too. Is there anything a weapon I can forge for you?"
Is he asking me?
Yeah. So he's looking at you, Stark, now, and it's like, essentially he sees the armor and goes, "I'm not going to make you better armor than you have. But is there anything I can still help
I
you?"
guess. So my question to you, Doc,
Okay.
is can he make me +1 armor?
Yes. So through the conversations, he can make you +1 armor. The offer from Vinny was for a +1 armor and a +1 weapon.
Right. Well, I guess so. The reason I'm asking about that is because when I infuse it, I gain +1 to that, so it would effectively be a +2 armor.
Do you add an additional, like even if it's already +1?
So I have a list of infusions, and this one reads: Enhanced Defense, a suit of armor, or a shield. A creature gains a +1 bonus to armor class while wearing armor or wielding the infused shield.
Nice.
So that's why I'm asking.
Yes, that would be a +2.
Okay.
Very nice.
I hope I don't regret this, but that's what we're gonna go with.
It's only
I
one
mean,
AC,
it would
it's
put
fine.
me at 18, which isn't out of the
That's
realm
not
of
astronomical.
normalcy.
See,
No.
kids, it pays to have your V card.
So I will I'll tell him, I'll be like, so I want to tell you a little secret about my armor.
And he's
so
like
as
just
I
enraptured now.
and so as I do that, I will I guess inactivate it and make it no longer the arcane armor.
Okay.
And so it kind of like loses a little bit of its luster, and you can
Sure.
actually see the like seams in it where like the pieces had kind of fused together to become one. You can kind of like see them. And I'll say, see, this was the magic. It's just a normal piece of armor. However, looking at your craftsmanship, I think you could help me out and make an even better one, and then I'll enhance that one as well. Together,
He's like a little kid at this point now. So he's like knocking again, like, oh, this changed, type of thing. He's listening
and
now.
I'll say, and together we can create one of the best pieces of armor that this part of the world has ever seen.
Now you have my attention, sir. I tell you
Green
what,
Lab's really good at that. Like,
you should is there any way you can teach me what you just did? You know, I'm not super magically in depth, but that's a pretty cool trick.
So I'll tell him, yeah, when you finish this, I'll show you what I can do to make this that way. So I can try and teach him some of the like magical tinkering type stuff.
Okay.
Not
So he
that
goes-
that's what does this, but
Sure. So he points at Roki and goes, better quarterstaff. Anything else?
do you have any magical items?
And he kind of scratches his head and goes, no, really all I have are like the components to make enchanted armor. But you could go see old Hisbin, Hisbin. He's got a magic shop a couple streets down. And you might have some better luck there. But yeah, I don't, I make some armors and weapons, and I just started to dabble into this magic stuff.
Okay. Can I get your name real quick?
Oh, did I not introduce myself? My name is Brahm Onyx Flow. And he kind of like, stands up all proud now. Yeah.
I'll say, well,
Which, did you guys see, I can't remember which Lord of the Rings it is, but the Goblin King
Yeah.
that has all the blisters, like he's got like the same similar gut where every single movement jostles it.
Cool.
Nice. All right, yeah. So I think that's it. I guess. Yeah, that's everything I've got for now.
Which, did you want +1 plate, JD? Which armor set?
Are we limited to something? Or are you
I
not
would
limiting
keep
us?
in, so it's like you have your armor, and then it's +1, and he can make any of that armor that's in there.
Right.
But I would also remind you that what the older gnome said in the other place, where it was like, hey, maybe just make sure not to test his patience, his can't think of words, his graciousness, his generosity. Sorry, I knew it started with a G. His generosity too much. But the offer was for +1 armor, +1 weapon. So
Right. Well, I mean, plate's as expensive as it gets.
sure. His offer
Right.
was for +1 armor, so if that's what you would like to order, then that's what you can order.
Right.
Yeah.
Plate.
Yep. I'm gonna do plate then.
With my other campaign, we're level 14 now. We don't even have access to plate armor yet.
I was gonna say because
We're
I've been
flying by
wearing
the seat of our pants here.
scale mail for the time being. So
Nice.
All right, so I got a quarterstaff for you. I've got, takes a deep breath, full plate for you.
and the strength doesn't even matter.
That full plate might take, it'll probably take me 2 or 3 days to get that going, but I will work on this as much as I can.
All right. Well, thank
Is
you,
there
sir.
anything else?
We'll go look for his spin now.
Okay.
Appreciate it. And then once I come to pick up the armor, I'll teach you a little bit of magical tinkering that you can practice.
Okay. So as you guys are like leaving, he goes, "Hey, you know, watch out for old Hisbin. He's a shrewd as they get." And
It's a great
goes
note.
back to his
Thank you.
work.
Quick time check. I know it's nearly 11:30 or 10:30,
It's
depending
up to
on
you guys.
who you are.
I mean,
Okay.
Torvar and Yaru aren't making it to good old Braum until the next day.
Right. That's why I'm wondering, do we maybe just have this last talk and then the
Say you guys
next-
have met up for the night.
Yeah, we could. It's whatever. It's up to you guys. I just wanted to check because my clock says 8:24, and I had to tell myself it's not actually that time.
Fine with me.
Yeah.
Is Pete back next week, by the way? Do we expect he's back?
Yeah. So hopefully, he said he was out for 2 weeks because his funeral that he has to go to is like this Friday, I think. So he should be back next week.
Cool.
Yeah, because he said. Yeah, the other week he said he'd be out for 2 or 3 weeks. But since the funeral's this Friday, he might be free next week unless they're doing like estate stuff. So
Okay.
we'll have to,
So
we'll
are
have to
we
find out.
finishing up this doc? Or we can remember.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are traveling. He gave you directions to the shop. It's just a couple streets farther south. It's still you're not the wealthy of the wealthy, but you're still up there. But the shop is uncharacteristically like plain. There's not a lot of frills. There's not like arches. There's not a bunch of windows, and the sign just reads "The Magic Shop" above the door.
Okay. I almost had it right. I called it Magic Shop. Magic Shop.
So as you guys enter, there is like a little bell that dings as you enter, and a little head pops up behind the counter, and there's a little. He's a little gnome. He's an older gnome that's got like the long crazy white hair that's swooping out this way, and then a long beard that's like longer than he is tall that he has to keep like tucked in his belt. And he kind of looks at you guys and he says, "Welcome, how can I help you?"
We're looking to see what kind of magic items that you can carry here.
Well, sir, you came to the right spot. I will warn you that I don't keep a lot because this is there's not a lot of people that look for magic items or that can afford them. But I do have a few, and he kind of like laughs and goes, "A few interesting things." Goes, "What are you looking for anything in particular?"
Yeah, I'm looking for maybe something to increase my defense a little. Maybe bracers of defense or a ring of protection, something along those lines.
Okay. And he doesn't, it's not a wince, but he's like, "Oh, I just sold my last one," type of things. And he goes, "But I can get you, I can order you a new one," essentially is what he says. "I can make you a new one. Do you have a ring you want me to infuse, or do you want me to just find a good old fashioned like silver ring?"
Do I have a ring? I don't think I have a ring. So no. I'm gonna go with no, I don't have a ring. So yeah. Just any old ring would be fine.
Okay. So I need to warn you that this is going to take you it's going to take me a couple days to get this done. But that's easily done as well. It just takes time. What else?
That's it for me. Back at Stark.
I don't think I have any needs at this point in time.
And at that, he looks a little like, not distraught, but he's like, oh, that's a bummer. What about, he goes, oh, since you're interested in a ring, I do have this ring of truth telling, and he pulls out this little gold band ring that it's pretty clear what it does.
Ring of truth.
Oh, says you have advantage on wisdom checks, insight checks to determine whether someone is lying to you. That's what the magic item is. But he says, hey, I have this ring of truth telling that will it'll give you like a little spidey sense when someone isn't telling the truth to you.
That could be useful.
And he sees that you guys are like considering more options. So he pulls out another bottle. He pulls out this bottle that's got like a little cloud on the inside that's constantly moving. He says, I have got, as he sets it down, he goes, bottled breath. And I will go ahead and link it, but he says, basically, this is magic air that you can, if you're creative, you could do quite a few things with. But I will warn you that it is pricey. Oh, you didn't see that. Actually, that's not even the right value anymore, so it didn't matter. That was Descendant. So basically, as you guys are reading this, he's explaining that you can either hold your breath for an inhuman amount of time, or you can open the cork and just a blast of air will come out. Obviously, it's the gust of wind spell. And he's like looking at you, hoping to see if this is like, if you're gonna fight the hook, essentially.
Is it a one-time use item?
That is actually a good question. I will look it up, but we're gonna say that it has 3 uses.
And that's it, doesn't recharge daily?
No. And I will look into that, but I don't think that what I found had anything.
Remember,
explore that. We can go explore that cave, or that what was it? That tunnel, tunnel.
Oh yeah.
We pulled Torvar back, and we got 200 feet or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Torvar's still pissed about that.
Oh yeah.
Only 2 minutes
So you
left,
can buy
James.
some goodwill with the ring of defense, essentially. But now that he's kind of thrown some stuff at you, he's like a little exasperated that you guys aren't, he's the salesman. He's not, that you guys aren't biting the hook. And he's like, well, what did you come in here for if you didn't want anything? He's not going to start.
Oh, well, my friend and I were just checking out the towns, and he said he was looking for some magical items, so I joined him. Apologies.
He gives like a little humph, and you can hear him under his breath go, waste of my time. And he like brings the magic items and puts them back under the shelf.
Remember that Torvar and Yar are going to be coming around here. They'll definitely be interested in some magical items.
Yeah, I'll say, we have some other friends who might be interested in items. Do you want us to send them your way? It sounds like you might be busy, though, if you don't want people here who might not buy anything.
And he kind of, so he perks back up at the prospect of new shoppers. He goes, yeah, send them all in. Yeah, he doesn't even talk about like your mention of him being like a little snippety. He's just like, yes, yes, sure, bring him in. Yeah, if they're willing to come pay, as long as they've got the gold for it, they're welcome here.
I'm gonna pull out
I'll
the
say
coin.
he's gonna change his tune in a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the V card and show him that. Like, do these count or do these work here?
And you see him like his face starts to turn like a watermelon red a little bit, and you can see his eyes like roll into the back of his head, like, oh, okay, here we go. And he goes, he holds out his hand.
I'll put it in it.
Okay. And so he looks at it, and he spends like 2 or 3 awkward minutes, probably for you guys, but for him, he's like poring over it, making sure it's legit. Turning it over, he's like tapping it a little bit. He bites it and sees if it like, when people do that with gold coin. And he goes, yeah, it's real. And he goes, Vinny doesn't usually, magic items can get pricey. I'm surprised he's letting you guys, letting you turn a favor in for magic items.
He said 1 piece of armor.
Well, 1 piece of armor and one weapon.
So, he's at this point, he's like resigned. He's like, okay, there's nothing I can do. And he grumbles. He goes, once. If you come in with another one of these tokens, I'm gonna get and he like points that he has this like a little like ankle biter dog. He's gonna chase you out of the building essentially. I'm only doing it this once. I don't care what Vinny says. I'm only doing this once.
So I'll pull out mine and say, I'll pull out mine and say, so this isn't valid anymore here.
And then he throws up his hands right now. He's just like, are you freaking kidding me?
I guess we won't have our friends come by then.
Oh, we're coming by.
No, and then he amends his statement and says like once per token. He's like, well, if you have one too, then I have to let you, I have to serve you too, essentially. But I'm only doing it this once. And if you keep coming in here asking for free stuff, you got another thing coming.
Vinny said 1, so I'll only take 1.
I'll only try 1.
And at this point, Vinny said 1, so I'm only gonna try. He's not aggressive, but he's acting like a child right now.
Give me a little lip.
Yeah, he's definitely
Little talk
just
back.
happy with you guys. And
Whatever. If he's making me a ring, I don't even care. He can say whatever he wants. As long as I get that damn ring.
All right. So he looks at you and goes, is there anything else?
What's the price on that truth-telling ring?
That truth-telling ring. And now, since you're back to talking, prices, he's you can tell he's eyeing you guys to see like, what can I
Y'all have no money.
charge?
Not currently. Doesn't mean we won't acquire some later. It's a really nice ring.
So the ring of truth-telling, he goes, 150 gold.
Woo!
That's a little expensive for what I can afford right now, but I will definitely keep it in mind.
Yeah, sure.
More lip.
There was more lip involved. And so I guess if there's a legit moment of silence here in the conversation, he's like, all right, well, if there's nothing else, and gestures to the door.
You just be like, wait till you meet my friends.
It's like, all right, yep, I'll see you in a few days.
Yep. Give me 3 days.
3 days, okay.
Alright, I guess we gotta stay in town for 3 days. I'm curious how that's gonna work for us.
We can come back,
I mean, I
depending on what we
suppose.
do.
Like, it's Vinny wants us to come back the next day anyway, so.
All right. So
I'll leave.
Job for us.
you guys have gone to the
Yep.
smithy. You've gone to the magic shop.
I'm
What
good
else
to
is
go
on the
back to
docket?
I'm good to go back to the inn.
Okay. You're good too, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head back to the inn. And it's at this point you can like you're not even in the building yet, and you can hear like Yaru's falsetto from outside the building singing. And as you guys enter, you can see basically Torvar playing puppets with a man, getting him to clap, and he's like lifting him. You know, he's enjoying it too. And everybody, even like the people in the back that are like a little peeved, you can tell that they're also like, yeah, this isn't terrible for entertainment.
I'll stick around and like entertain Yaru, and like be more crowd for him, basically.
Okay.
The revels will continue.
All right, go ahead and roll. We're gonna say now we'll just do like another performance check with advantage since you got your homies with you now.
Got my homies.
Nice.
All right. You like when you as you guys get there and you start to like get in the crowd. The little gnome, along with the mom, actually they're like starting to try to shoo Yaru off of a table he's standing on, because it's like starting to get late, and they're like, okay, we gotta like relax a little bit. People are trying to sleep. And then the crowd like starts booing the mom and son, like let him keep going, type of thing. And you get another 5 gold thrown your way.
Nice.
From people in the crowd.
I give 2 to Torvar.
He's still just giving me money.
I'm a generous man. Elf thing.
All right, it's now, we'll say it's 11 o'clock. Torvar and Yaru are drunk, but they are still got wits about them.
At this point,
there are rooms upstairs that you would have been offered as well.
Yeah, at this
So
point.
What kind of performance have you been putting on, Yaru?
Well, first I did the ancient elven equivalent of Macbeth. Then I immediately segued into Midsummer's Night equivalent. Now I have just wrapped that, so now I'm thinking we call it there and retire.
I'll leave you alone then.
Retire on our laurels. Why?
I was thinking of enhancing your performance.
No artificial enhancement necessary.
Well, I was gonna help you get it up, if you know what I mean. I thought about casting Levitate on you.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna do Mirror Image, but I realized that's only on myself, so then you could have had 4 of you dancing around, but we'll pass on that one.
Recoil, you missed it. We had a mashed potatoes reference.
We sure did.
Although, yeah. So, are you gonna say that you are you announcing that you're going to bed now?
Yes, I will stand dramatically upon the table and say, "Gentlefolk, it has been an honor. This is probably in the top 8 best nights of my life. But all good things must come to an end. So I bid you a good night. And with that, I use prestidigitation.
You can only cast it if you say it right.
Did I not say it right just now? Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. To basically create an effect where I disappear from everyone's sight for like a split second.
No, wait. So I'm standing behind you, right?
Are you?
Right. You said you're standing on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was gonna touch your boot, and when you said farewell, I was gonna cast invisibility on you.
Okay, that works too. I think I have invisibility too, or is
So
that in a different campaign?
when this happens, regardless of how it happens, Torvar is like he's just been clapping, right? He's just been clapping, and then fucking Yaru disappears, and he goes. Very confused.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Roll a. Where are you going after this invisible Yaru? You
To
going
bed.
to your room?
To bed.
All right, roll a stealth check to see if you can get off this table and up the stairs without making a sound.
Advantage or no advantage? Because I am invisible.
Yeah, you get advantage. We'll say so. Everybody's inebriated. Okay. You get like most of the way before you stub your toe on one of the tables and it like just a little bit. And everybody's like, "What was that?" And then everybody just goes back to normal, like in movies when they just go back. That's what happens. Nobody knows that it was you, but it was close.
Laughter stops and then continues.
Yeah, like, exactly. All right, you guys go up to your prepaid rooms, and these aren't twin beds. These are like goose feather down mattresses. You got a body pillow. You got memory.
I'd just like to say, Torvar falls down the stairs.
Like you get to the top, and then you just.
He gets almost to the top, and then just fucking feet overhead, head over shoulder, just falls down the stairs. And then he gets up like it's no big deal and actually makes it up the stairs.
That sounds like something Torvar would do. All right, you guys get to your fancy beds. There's even like a little. You got yourselves a little washroom if you want to clean yourselves up a little bit. And scene.
Torvar does that drunk guy thing where he just falls face first into bed.
Very
There's
well.
no
Typical
cleaning up.
Torvar stuff. Got it.
He didn't expect Yaru to outdrink him, but it happened.
Yaru was spurred on by the people.
Clearly.
That's right.
Yes, I am a man of the people.
So there was a couple different ways that this could have gone, but how did you guys like not having any combat like at all in this? Was that all right?
I mean, it was
I'm
fun
totally
for me.
fine with role playing.
Okay.
Role playing stuff's fun.
It was a lot of fun for me for sure. I feel like if I
I
had been
really was hoping I could get in a fight with Vinny, but
I would not. That would
We
not.
were. It was close. We were probably only one or two more little exchanges away from Vinny popping off too. So we were close.
That would have gone poorly.
I could have made that happen, but I decided not to.
We probably would have
what
woken
else
up in
was I
the
gonna
jail.
ask? Oh, how did you guys like, or did you guys not mind when you guys split? How I did that? Was that all right?
it's fine.
That's
Okay.
that's fine.
I
I
just
mean,
was, like,
that's
happy
kind of
you
how it
guys
has to go.
Yeah, I think it happened naturally too.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, there's not many other options other than doing one and then the other.
Yeah, I feel like that would be better than trying to do like a chunk of one group and then a chunk of another and then back and forth.
Yeah, basically kind of just do one that's behind and then tell a while and then have the other one catch up and that kind of thing.
I can't wait for us to go pay what's his face, the blacksmith, a visit.
Yeah, and we'll be like a little bit hungover too, so that should be interesting.
Well,
I'm more excited for the magic shop visit to see how that ends up with you two. That's gonna be great.
I do. Gee, are these recorded?
I'm
Like,
not
are
re-
these?
I mean, they're on
being
Twitch.
saved?
They're on Twitch, so it's as long as Twitch keeps them. I'm not personally recording
They
them.
only stay
Okay.
for like it's
2
like
weeks, I
7
think.
or 30 days if you're.
Well, then we need to clip the mashed potatoes
Yeah.
out of this,
Oh yeah.
so Recoil can see it.
Yeah. I don't have.
That was
Yeah,
I was trying to
those two.
explain since he wasn't here, Recoil. I was trying to explain that Torvar wasn't drunk, so.
You dropped the mashed potatoes.
Oh, I thought for some reason I thought it was when I rolled the nat 20 on my contract is when you said that. But yeah.
Maybe it was one of us wasn't drunk.
It was
right?
it was
Yeah.
around that same time.
Yeah. I had amazing rolls tonight.
Mhm.
Did you ever roll under like 15?
No, I don't think I did.
It was ridiculous.
I cannot believe that charisma shit worked.
Right? I was fully
What were
prepared
you
to
looking
just
for,
knock her
Doc,
out.
to allow me to do that? Like, what was the
So I can't help but tell you this because this is how I thought it was gonna go. I thought you were just gonna keep knocking her out for the entirety of the trip. And so what I thought would happen, especially when you mentioned suggestion, was that each time you knocked her out, the rolls were gonna get easier for you to full on commit to convincing her. And by like the second or third attempt, I fully expected you to like have her believe everything you said without like even after the spell's end. That's what I intended to happen, and you took it a different way, which is great. That's what D&D is. But at first I had no idea. Like I figured you guys were just like, all right, I'm gonna knock her out, and we're just gonna keep her knocked out until we get to Vinny, essentially. And you surprised me. I liked it, and that's why I was like, to be honest, in my head I'm like, this probably shouldn't work, but I appreciated the ingenuity that you had, so I was like, we're gonna at least try it, and it
It's
worked.
totally worth an inspiration point too, I think.
It's too
Yeah,
cute.
say-
yeah, you know what? The creativity was worth it, to be honest.
Doc, this is the fun part of DMing when you're like, why the fuck did anybody think of that? But I guess I have to kind of start rolling with it.
Well, yeah, I made 8 different branches. Like, okay, maybe they do this, maybe they do this. If Charisma gets away,
Nope.
we're gonna do this, and basically none of all of what I planned happened. So.
Yep, that's D&D.
It's all
That
good.
is DMing. You cannot prep for what's about to happen.
Well,
It is impossible.
the approach I've taken is I'm essentially going to bulldoze every single encounter with my charisma. That's my intention. For as long as that works.
I will say that I'm not gonna like metagame and nerf you at all, but I will be thinking of ways to.
But
yeah,
I'm gonna metagame
prevent me from doing that. My charisma's really high. Like I don't. That's really high.
That's just how bards are. You're only level 5, too. You're only gonna go up from there.
Yeah.
But that's all for it. The whole point is for you guys to feel powerful and do cool stuff.
But yeah, I mean that's the whole thing about like role playing episodes is like that's where bards like excel because they can do just so much stuff.
Yeah, I'm having a lot more fun as a bard than I was as even though like as a druid I had a lot more combat power. It's a lot.
I think that's more of your character and like it's their attitude. Like Nyan in this situation would have been probably not as fun, but I think it's just the way that Yoru is compared to Nyan.
Yeah.
His personality. I mean, it has less to do with the class and more with the personality.
All right. Any feedback for me? Things you liked, things you didn't like?
Oh,
I think it went well.
So
Well, there was combat ready in case that happened, but.
Do I get experience
Me too.
points? Are we doing experience points in this
So
one?
think
what
we're doing
how I'm doing
milestones.
experience is milestones. So when I feel like when you guys do cool stuff and I think that it's time for a level up, I'm gonna say
Okay.
you guys leveled up.
Gotcha.
I like that better than trying to calculate XP and then like you get stuck.
We
with
killed
one
3
level.
gnomes,
You-
8,000 XP.
Do you have milestones already figured out?
I've
Or
got
is
like a
that
couple.
Okay. I'll say because trying them on the fly, I would imagine is probably a lot harder than like having
No,
set
there's-
ones out. Like for example, if it was liver Arisma to Belton, right? However we managed to do that, like you can say, okay, you completed that.
Right.
That was your milestone.
So my thought process is that I don't want to level you up too fast. But so my thing is that I want you guys to like level
course.
up, be able to use all your cool stuff and like get it down and use it in interesting ways. And then when it starts to get like I'm ready for some new stuff.
I mean,
that
we've been level 5 for quite a while.
you have done one fight and then traveled to a different town.
I've
We
put
were
I've-
fighting. We were that entire cave. We were.
Yeah,
You did-
the whole
yes, you did,
dungeon.
okay.
one fight.
That's
I've put on the
multiple play
performance
sessions.
of my life. If anybody is leveling up, it's your boy.
But I was just curious because
Yeah, sure.
trying to do milestones off the top of your head, you'd either feel pressured to do it or you'd forget, or like you'd try to come up with one on the spot or something like
No.
that.
So
it's
the
just
thing is
easier
that
if
you guys
you've
are
got
more
them in
than
advance.
welcome. If you guys are like, hey, we've been stuck here at level 5, for example, for too long. You guys
Everyone's
can be
like
like,
at
hey,
level
you know,
5 for
whatever.
like too long.
So so I'm gonna say next is I will take that into account, and sometimes I will say, well, maybe you'll be level 5 for just a little while longer. But I will be, I appreciate reminders like that because maybe it slips my mind, but I have not encounters, but milestones set up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all good.
Do you have like a idea on how high you want us to get, like 10 type of thing, or? You're just gonna kinda go with it,
No, this
whatever?
is pretty like honestly, this is open ended. Meaning, like I have planned out a variety of different ways for the next like 2, 3, 4 sessions to go, and then I will just like keep building out like that rather than try to do a whole campaign.
Gotcha. So you don't have like, you didn't come up with like one big storyline we're going through. It's more like small things here and there.
I've got some things like that I've been thinking about, but nothing hard yet. Nope.
Gotcha. Cool.
So he's got modules.
Yeah.
I think because I don't want to build out a campaign, and then if you guys start taking it a different way, like it to me just seems more sense to
No,
make it
you're
on the
good.
fly rather than try to like adapt it to what you guys are doing. So.
Yeah.
And now, because I fully expected you guys to kill Arisma in the cave, and now look where we're at. So.
Yep, that's how it goes.
I mean, if she didn't threaten what's her face in the cage,
Mhm.
I probably would have killed her. But like when she threatened her, and like I'm like, I kind of need to take her in now. That's a bit much.
Yeah, just burn her alive.
Yeah, I wasn't planning to take her prisoner or anything. I'm like, hey, it works out.
Well, she didn't expect a literal bullet to come hit her before she could, I guess, cast a fireball on the person.
Yeah.
And she also didn't expect Torvar to continue attacking when she gave her ultimatum either. You, sir, have an inspiration point as well from that. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
So,
is one of
so
those
wait, I
topics
am
that
I
people
am
are
getting an
really
inspiration point then.
Yeah. Yep. You get 1 G.
Sweet.
That was exceptional thinking.
All right.
Boys, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun,
Yep.
boys.
Absolutely.
As always.
Y'all have
Alright.
a lovely evening.
Y'all
I'll
as
catch
well.
y'all later. Have a good one.
Well, you're stinky.
I think I cut the stream off right
Yeah,
before you said
long
that.
arms.